21.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you use PayPal Pay in 3. Your item number there is 811037. You see how easy it is just to slap on, stop that leak in an instant. And you know what? This time of year is the perfect time of year because the rain's getting heavier and heavier. We're going to see those leaks more and more. So if you want the 5 litre, 5 square metre of coverage, 811037 is your item number there. Then we go to the largest pack where we started the show. And this is like you get one of the 5 litre tins
it's
free.
It's your best value for money, because if you are thinking, really you're talking about £60 for one, if you go for 4 tins, which will do that garage roof and give you spare as well, that tallies up to virtually £240 worth of product, but you're getting it £179.99, so you're saving £60. So it is like you're getting that tin completely free of charge. Of course you can split that cost with PayPal Pay in 3, but honestly this is that solution. This isn't temporary. This is a fix that can save you a fortune. One of the 5-star reviews said this product saved me £1,880 on a new roof. My extension was found to be leaking. It was very bad. I called the roofer to tell me how much it would cost to put it right, and he told me, and when he actually told me, they said I could have fainted. He said the whole roof had had its time. I saw the offer on TV. I ordered some. It was so easy, like you're seeing here, to administer, and it worked, but not temporarily. This is long-term, 10 years or more. This is actually approved by the Ministry of Defence, the London Underground.
Yeah, it's used in industry. It's an industry secret, if you like. So 360407 gets you 20 square metres of coverage. Like we said, enough to do a whole garage roof and still have a little bit left over. So 360407, black, grey or white. Black's already busy on that bundle that you see there, and that's the smallest stock.
No, that's usually the opposite. Normally the white is the smallest stock. So the black is the smallest stock, and we've got all the stock we can have. Because this is a trade product, they can only actually make and provide us paints as and when they've got the time. So when we have the stock, we do the shows. So please do not wait until you get that leak and then think in a couple of weeks, oh, I'll go on ShopOnTV. The stock may not be there. We have sellouts of this time and time again. Something we must show you as well, though, before we get back to Alan, is our Black Magic. And that is an amazing product that can really transform.
It's a specialist paint, isn't it?
Rusty items outside, could be gates, it could be, honestly, it's amazing what this does. It's
things that you would probably throw away. So we've got a 1 litre tin at £26, 533558. It is a rust converter. We'll show you some befores and afters, and what a difference it makes, as you can see here. These were exercise bikes that were going to be thrown away. Take a look at it before, and then take a look at it when it was finished.
Looks new again. So
Factory
if you
finish.
upcycle things and sell them on, this could really help you make a fortune. But the great thing is it's a rust converter, so that rust won't come back through. Indoors, outdoors, it's absolutely phenomenal. It adheres to metal, plastic and glass, and it really gives a great finish. There's no brush marks. It's got this really great satin finish, so you don't need to be a painter to get a good result.
No, not at all. You've got that beautiful finish with no brush marks, and it's for so many different surfaces. It's also heat resistant, so if you want to use it on things like a chimney out in the garden, you can use it on fire surrounds, things like that.
Up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is amazing. So honestly, if you've got anything outdoors that you think about throwing away, you think it's past its time, get some Black Magic. And once you've bought this, you'll just be thinking of loads of things. Think, oh, I'll get all the furniture matching, I'll get all the pots matching in the garden, but do use it indoors as well, and we'll show you loads of great demonstrations. This is my favourite. Look at it now. You'd think, I'm not sitting on that, I may as well throw it away. It's beyond repair. Have a look at it with a coat of our Black Magic. Now it could be in a garden centre, with a little brown posh label with a great price on it. It is absolutely phenomenal. So 974362, that is your best value for money, which is the 2.5 litre. And we will be showing you demonstrations of that a little bit later on. But back to our roof fix. If you've got any leaking roofs, conservatories, bay windows, could be the greenhouse, could be the shed. we've got the solution.
We really have with Roof Fix. If you go to the website, you'll see everything that we have on the show. ShopOnTV.co.uk is the easiest way to find everything. We've got a few handy solutions on there. We've got storage solutions available for you. We've got those great gloves with the torches on.
They're really
as
clever,
well.
aren't they?
Yep, shop ahead, take a look at everything that's on the live show that we've got for you tonight. But we are going to get started with those demonstrations with Roof Fix. You saw it at the very top of the show, how this is going to stop those leaks in their tracks. And Alan is the man to show it.
Instantly, but not temporarily, is it?
No, it's not a temporary fix at all. It is for 10 years plus. Now, I always say that we need to be very careful what we say when we're doing things like this, because we can't, you know, we have to play things down a little bit, okay? So we were saying 10 years plus. So we're basically saying you're going to get a long time out of this. It's not a temporary fix. This is something that you put on. It's easy to use. Thermoacrylic resin. It's from a company, Flag Paints, that have been around since 1939. Elvis Presley was 4 when this company was started. That's a little reference for you. And they've been going ever since. And the reason, and I think you mentioned this a few minutes ago, I would know that if I had been listening to you, but I was busy here resetting stuff, that you said that
they provide for the Ministry of Defence.
Yeah, the Ministry of Defence, all of this. There was a lovely point I had.
You won't find this in a DIY
store. Oh, that's the one, exactly. That was it. Yeah, you won't, because Flag Paints are a specialist paint, and we're very lucky to have them available for us mere mortals when we're out, because they are such a specialised paint that they are for these big jobs, and it is a company that deals with
And when we have the stock, we do the shows, but as we were saying, if you're going for the 4 tins of the 5 litre, that black is really low in stock, so please do make sure you check your baskets out as soon as you can. So for anybody that's thinking, you know, what is this all about? Really simple to apply.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'd like to do is just go back a little bit and talk about the demonstration we just did, okay? And I want to show you the after effect of this. So what we did is I got these 2 tiny funnels and I got the bitumen, and you can see what happened. It ran out. Now, if I just take this funnel and show you, you can see right through that, okay? So it's all well and good. This will and does have waterproofing properties. Anything that it is on, it will make waterproof, but it doesn't fill gaps, holes, tears, or anything like that. But on the other hand, where I put in the Roof Fix, you can see it's completely filled, and it hasn't run through. It's opposite. There's nothing here, but there's nothing here on that one. It's all run through, and you can see that difference, okay? And that is what it does. Now, you heard me mention a few minutes ago that that's all thanks to the Drail-On fibres. Now, there's a wonderful thing about these Drail-On fibres is, you know, that these have to be actually computer cut, not with a computer, but a computer-aided machine that cuts these, because
they have to be exactly the same length,
the same thickness. Because if they're not, they simply don't intertwine in the same fashion to give us that covering, to give us that knitting and weaving together, which is what bridges the gap and solves the problems that we might have. So these are the Drail-On. I'm trying to turn that around so you can see Drail-On fibre reinforcement samples. So there we go. You can see what that looks like.
So that's in our Roof Fix.
You won't find that in
when we go to a DIY store.
No.
And they give us bitumen. It's not that.
And look, there's nothing wrong with the bitumen in terms of, you know, the people in the DIY store. They're not trying to, you know, diddle you or anything like that.
It's got waterproofing properties.
It's just they don't have the Flag Paints Roof Fix. They don't have it. Now, there's a little demonstration I'd love to show you, if you don't mind. And again, we were just trying to say, well, how could we show somebody at home that, you know, the difference in the bitumen and the difference in the Roof Fix. So what we did is we got 2 of these sieves, okay? And genuinely, we got the brush and we put the bitumen onto it and we painted around it, and you can see what happened, okay? It is still a sieve, and when I pour water in, it's still a sieve, okay? Now, if there are holes in your roof, okay, what's going to happen is the bitumen will not fill the holes, because we showed you that with those little funnels. It runs through. But with this here, our Roof Fix,
So you did the same, painted it on?
Painted it on, and you can see that it has now become a spoon.
Nothing's coming through there.
Nothing's coming through.
Those leaks have gone.
They've gone. You can see, they still see the sieve this side, and you can still see the silver bits, but you can see that the Drail-On fibres has stopped this going through. Slap it on.
And it seals the hole, the leak has gone.
Seals the holes, the leak, and all of that thing. Now, okay, so even if you don't have a hole or a leak, it's still giving you protection on that roof. It's still giving you further protection, because we all know, and especially these days, the quality, in my opinion, of things like the roofing felt and so is not quite what it used to be.
Yeah.
No.
And our weather can be quite changed.
Easily it rips.
Exactly.
It tears,
And become brittle and break and end up.
Yeah.
So if you put this over your roof, even if you say, well, I've just redone my roof and it's perfect and it's not leaking, I would still recommend using Roof Fix because you're further protecting that.
And what will it actually work on?
Pretty much guttering plastics. It will work. Well, let me just show you exactly. We've got this here for you. So a few little demonstrations here for you. So what we did is we got some guttering and we actually put it through. We got a multi-tool and we cut right through here. Okay. Here you can see what it looked like.
It's quite a gap.
It is a huge gap, yes. And here, look at, if I put my hand behind, you can see where we put the bitumen, the hole wasn't, because it ran through, so the hole wasn't covered. But again, with Roof Fix, just look at that, completely covered, and that means that the water will not penetrate and run through that.
And there you can see those Draylon fibres, can't you? They're all knit together and stop the problem.
Now the thing about this is that even if you have a leak somewhere, and even if it's raining or it's wet, where you need to put it, if you put this on, it will become instantly waterproofed. Not waterproofed in 24 hours, 48 hours, 60, immediately, instantly waterproofed. And you saw that in that little clip of film earlier on.
Straight away.
Now, here's where most people will use this, let's face it, okay? On felt just here. Now, you can see the tear we put in here. And again, you can see right through to the timber behind. And here, again, with our bitumen, you can see right through. But again, with our Roof Fix, with those the Draylon reinforcements, and of course this is thermoacrylic, which I will explain why that's important in a minute. Okay, coming down here to a smashed tile, look at that.
Wow, so it works on tiles as well.
Tiles as well. Now you think if you had a broken tile and you had to get a roofer in to come and do that and take the tile out, probably has to take more out and then refit it, it could cost you quite a lot of money. But of course, get up there, it doesn't matter because we can cover that. Now look here, again, the normal break, you can see actually right through that where it hasn't been filled, it's just been coloured. Now don't get me wrong, this part here has now got waterproof properties, but it has not bridged that gap. But yet, our Roof Fix has. And the same down here with your flashings and stuff like that, of course, because we use that flashing, to come up onto the side wall or onto the roof or whatever like that.
When you have an extension.
When you have an extension. And again, you can even see here with timber down here, all sorts of different things.
So versatile,
it works,
isn't it?
It fills it up. So you can see all of that. Now, thermoacrylic I will explain to you in a moment as well.
And we can see here all the different surfaces you can apply it to.
Virtually every building material.
That's why it's multi-surface. Wood, OSB, galvanised asbestos, fiberglass, composite plastic, metals, acrylics, and then all your gutters as well, remember. Whether it's PVC, cast iron, metal, even concrete gutters, things such as that. You can use it on all these surfaces for the same problem, stopping those leaks. We're massively busy across the board, whether it's the 5 litre, the 4 5 litres, or that individual 1 litre that we've got.
Now, the black we're really quite worried on, and the 4 5 litres, it's very, very low in stock. I think I just heard 10% of that stock has already gone, and that is really giving you a tin completely free of charge, because normally that would tally up to £240. You're saving virtually 60, and a tin is £60, so it's like you're getting a tin free. That'll do a whole garage and give you a little bit spare as well. Here in the Black Magic's really busy as well.
Yeah, Black Magic, that rust converter that we've got. Remember, everything's on the website if you want to see everything. You've got your 3 different sizes, you've got your Black Magic configurations as well, and all those extras that we have available. The handy storage is busy as well. So we've started with surfaces.
Really
things like drain pipes. I love this, Alan, because
this is great.
The gap that's there.
Well, I just mentioned, if you don't mind, I'll come to that in a second, because I mentioned thermoacrylic, so I'd like to just spend a minute, if that's okay with you guys, on that. Because basically what will have to happen with this is you're going to get movement and everything like that. And I just want to show you how flexible it is. Now, this piece of the roofing here, the UPVC or the plastic roofing that we have, we've been using this for years and folding and bending it. In fact, you'll see that I did it one day and it actually snapped, the plastic did, but not the Roof Fix. You see, when I move that, it doesn't flake, it doesn't break, it just moves with it. Now, the reason that this is important is all of those different things. And you see, when you said to me what kind of surfaces can we put it on, I was a little bit hesitant to go into because you saw that list, okay?
there was loads.
Because I can't remember all of those.
Virtually any building material.
Yeah.
We're even going to show you how it waterproofs cardboard, which sounds ridiculous, and seals the hole in like a cardboard box.
Extreme
Bizarre,
demonstration.
which obviously you're not going to live in a cardboard box, but it will actually work. It works on all building materials. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, back in the 80s, living in a box, lived in a box.
There you go.
In a box. So you saw how flexible it is. So when I said thermoacrylic, and this is why this is so incredible, the science in this and
why
and
is
the
that
way it's been done.
important though? Because you might think, well, what difference does it make if it's flexible?
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to this here, okay? So we all know that the summertime it's warmer, okay, and things expand. In the wintertime when it's cold, things contract, and they all contract and expand at different rates, okay? So if we look here, you know, your plastic, your felt, your brickwork, anything that you use this on, these will expand and contract at different rates. And the fabulous thing about Roof Fix is that it will, being thermoacrylic, and I said that right, I said thermoacrylic, look at me.
Look at you.
Thermoacrylic, I know. It expands, it will expand at different rates with whatever surface or material that it's on.
So when you actually paint it on, and you do virtually slap it on, paint it on, use a squeegee, we'll show you how to apply it. The area, just making sure it's clean, doesn't need to be dry. You slap it on like so, and that instantly fixes that leak, but it's not temporary. So when the weather does change and that plastic expands and contracts, the actual Roof Fix will expand and contract with it. So that leak is fixed for 10 years or more.
Yeah, and that's the great thing on all your guttering, but also on all your roof surfaces as well, as you can see here. That split felt, you can see in this application, we're just taking away that excess, and we'll show you this live in a couple of moments, and then you slap on the Roof Fix. You can spread it out with a squeegee, as we can see here, and it solves the problem straight away, even if it starts raining straight away.
Instantly. It's those Draylon fibres, they weave together. You can't get this in a DIY store. It's a TV exclusive with us. It is a trade paint from Flag Paints. They've been going since 1939. They're approved by the Ministry of Defence, the London Underground. And what was the other great story? I loved, there's a big antique
store,
in Europe,
that's
isn't
right.
there?
Yeah, and it's the biggest one in Europe, and they actually used it on their roof good few years ago.
And obviously they've got really expensive items they need to protect.
Full of antiques.
Yeah, full of antiques, probably worth millions of pounds perhaps.
Yeah.
And then Martin got a call from them and said, oh, we need some more. And he's like, well, hang on a second, you've only had this, I can't remember, 5 or 6 years. It's gonna, we know it's guaranteed. No, it's okay. We're so busy, we've moved to a bigger premises. We need to now do the roof on that.
Yeah.
And it's that peace of mind. And of course, I don't know if you guys had it, but down in Surrey the other night, we had a thunder and lightning storm.
Oh my goodness.
I got some actual
I saw your pictures.
Did you see them?
Yeah. I spoke to my mum though, she couldn't believe. She'd just been in the garden the other day, and then all of a sudden the heavens
just went
open.
Yeah.
And if you've got any leaks or anything like that, that's when they're going to be exposed. You might go into your shed or your garage and go, oh crikey, look at that. A little bit of damp here and there, and we know how dangerous damp can be. You know, so this is the time to do it. Even if your roof of your house, you know, if there's a leak coming through there and you see some water coming through, get up there. And even if you're not sure, just go where you think, well, it's coming kind of in here, so it's got to be in this area, and just slap this on and cover it and give yourself that peace of mind. In fact, Frankie, my son, because my ex-wife Emma just bought a house, and Frankie has got the shed down the bottom, and he's turned into his own little kind of man cave with a bed in it. And he's made a little porchway just out of some timbers. Cool. Wonderful job. And we're going to finish it off by putting on some felt, something, and then where the join goes onto the roof, 100% roof fix is going on that, not just to seal it down, but to seal it from leaks as well.
So great.
I will take that picture.
Like you say, on joints, on lean-tos, all those kinds of areas.
Absolutely.
Conservatory, that's why you've got 3 different colours as well. You've got the white, the grey and the black. We're busy on all, but the black we are sadly tonight lowest in stock, which is a bit of a pain because that is always the most popular.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here?
Okay, so a bit extreme here, and this is an old piece of felt, okay? Just to show you again, your roof doesn't have to be perfect, but we can see this big split that I've made in here, okay? That's quite the big gash in there. Now, if I got bitumen, put that in there, the bitumen will run through the gap, and it will start to run down inside here, and it's not going to give us the waterproofing.
It's not going to seal the gap,
It's not going to seal that. It's not going to waterproof it the way it should. But watch this, okay? So when we get our roof fix and we literally slap it on, okay, we can now see
fibers, can't you?
those fibers as I go over here.
And they're the
literally
fibers you told us weave
absolutely
together.
bridging that
Can't see where
gap.
the gap was.
Completely gone. Now let me just show you, if I do that, okay, you can see the drill on fibres, but now you can see that gap there again. But watch this, once you apply it and pull it down like so, it is completely covering and sealing that gap. Nothing is going through that gap that you have there. It is now fixed, and not temporarily. For how long? 10 years or more?
10 years or more, absolutely. And you can apply either with a brush like that, or actually a squeegee. Is really good. I know we've got some really great clips where we see the whole roof being done, and you can really see how you can get up onto that roof and apply it so simply, just like Alan was showing you. And remember, if you are going for that big bundle, that will cover your garage roof and give you extra.
And this application, Alan, it's so easy, isn't it? You just clear away the excess.
So this is Martin from Flag Paints. This is his company. He's not been around since 1939, but basically he's just brushed off all of the loose stuff, then slapping it on with a brush just there.
And he is virtually just slapping it on.
In fact, he said to me when I went to his house, he said, Alan, he said, please tell people that if you're a painter, it's actually worse because you'll try to be too particular. He said, please tell people just slap it on. And what Martin is doing here is now pouring this on. Now we already know that 1 litre is 1 square metre. Okay, you're absolutely right. The average kind of size of a single garage like that is about 17 to 19 square metres.
Right, okay.
So that means you've got some left over to do other little bits and pieces.
For that emergency.
For that emergency.
Yeah.
What you could do with a 5 litre, you could chalk out a 5 square metre square with chalk, pour it in the middle and spread it out, and then you know you've got the spreading of it correctly. He's using just a little pole and put on a squeegee, and he's just pushing it backwards and forwards. You don't have to get this perfect as long as you cover all of the areas, and have a look at the difference in that. I think aesthetically, and not a nice word for me, it looks great as well.
Yeah. It does, it really sort of tidies it up, and now that leak has gone, and the great thing is it's waterproofed all of that roof, so all of a sudden your garage isn't leaking, or your shed, or your conservatory.
Wow.
And my mum's, I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? My mum's got sort of a glass, no, it's more than a lean-to. She's got sort of the laundry room there, and it's a sort of an under-glass area. And it leaked time and time. She virtually put the buckets, when it was raining, she knew where the buckets needed to be, because it always leaked. We got guys out to it time and time again. Eventually, they took it all off. They replaced it.
We were like, job done.
And it still leaked. And then I worked with Roof Fix, and I said, you know, do you think it will work? I said, yeah, take it home, honestly, try it. And that is the only thing that stopped all those. We knew where those leaks were, so we virtually painted on all the areas where the leaks were, stopped the leaks completely.
I moved into a house because, as you know, we lived up Peterborough way, and then we moved back down to Surrey a couple of years ago, and we moved into a house that's owned by Ellie's family, so we temporarily in there, and there's a little lean-to where I put some kind of speakers from my music equipment, and I've also got some other bits and some samples and stuff like that for people that I work for, and I noticed that not only was there leaks in it, but there's also bits of tree growing in, these kind of branches and stuff. So what I did is I tidied up, and then I went up onto the roof and I put on my Roof Fix. I called Martin, and he kindly sent me down some. I was meant to take some befores and afters to bring in, but I didn't think about it, I forgot, and did that, and no more leaks inside. So now I'm happy that I'm not, because I was getting little puddles of water on the floor, and I could see the damp on the walls. Now that's all gone.
And remember, any building material, so whether it's a shed, whether it's a garage, whether it's a bay window, perhaps you had a pesky leak for years on your bay window, or perhaps it's the porch, this can solve that problem. We'll explain again how it actually works.
Yes. Now, calm yourself down, you two, because I know you love this demonstration. I know they do. And this really is a great demonstration. So what we did here, folks, is I'm going to tell you a little story, if I may, okay? So when I went to Martin is from from Flag Paints, it's his company. He was so proud, first and foremostly, to tell me about his product. He was so proud to bring me outside of his beautiful house, okay, and show me. He said, I'm there, look at that there. And of course, black magic, wow, when we get to that, it's amazing. And he was so proud to tell me about how they come up with the drill on fibres and how they have to be computer cut and stuff like that. Wonderful. And he gave me a couple of props that he said, I'm telling you now, look after these. I've had them for 20 odd years, okay? And he's been using the same props. And one of those props is this box just here, okay? You can see it's a cardboard box. It is ancient, okay?
I've known that box. Well, we've known that box for about 13 years.
Many exact box, okay? By the way, the M is multi-surface, and that's why we're able to give you that list of the products,
Yeah.
okay? This box, this is 20 years old. This box is, this is the 4th or 5th show we've done here.
Looks a bit tired,
at ShopOnTV. That was brand new, and we put the bitumen inside of this before we started. So we've only had this for a couple of weeks. Well, let's call it a couple of months, but I've only used it 4 or 5 times.
So the bitumen is what you'll buy from a DIY store. If you say, I've got a leak, they'll say, we'll use bitumen. And it has got waterproofing properties.
Yeah, it does. So this part here has become waterproofed here. But the point is that if we look here, we know we've got those little folds and holes just here. So now I want to bring this over to my my base, and I just want to show you something, okay? So you can see it pees out the end.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not waterproof.
No. Now, the reason I'm showing you this, folks, you might think, well, that's a bit unfair, is it? Well, it's not, because what we're saying to you is that bitumen is and does exactly what it says. And I'm not putting bitumen down in any way. This has got waterproof properties, but those gaps, those holes, those cuts, whatever it might be, those rips and tears in your felt or the cracks in the tiles, it's not going to do the job. It's going to allow that water to run through like you just saw. On the other hand, allow me to show you this, okay? Because this here is the ancient roof fix box. And again,
so again, you've done exactly the same. You just painted roof.
Painted inside.
There's no leak.
And look at that.
And
you
that's
can
still
see.
got the holes at the front.
Still got the holes at the front.
But there's nothing coming through.
They're sealed,
Yep. Nothing coming through.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So
and that's
just
the
to show you,
fibers
that's those Draylon fibers and the thermoacrylic. And again, just in case you're thinking, actually, I can tell you that Martin, when he's doing those big trade shows, will bring this actual box with him and fill it with water like this. And the trade show could be a day, a weekend, or a week, and he will put some little rubber duckies in. They get a great big convoy coming on through the, and there we go. They can live happily in there.
So when we said it's
Nothing's
great
going to
for all
happen.
building materials and it even waterproofs cardboard, that proves the point. But actually, one of Martin's, I think it's a niece, she proved the point as well, because there was a bit of a competition at school, wasn't there?
Yeah, so they were asked to make a cardboard boat, something that would float.
Right.
How are they going to do it?
Floating cardboard.
A floating cardboard. And there's the HMS Destroyer. There it is.
But this is painted with roof fix.
It's made with cardboard, and then roof fix is put over
That's
it.
why it's floating.
They're sinking in the background, but now his niece is floating nicely because she's waterproofed cardboard.
Yeah, waterproof cardboard. And again, remember, 10 years or more.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I just think it's brilliant. Now, you can actually see on the corners where she put tape. You can see where she's put that kind of duct tape type thing.
Yeah.
And then, but that's not going to be waterproof either on cardboard. And then over it goes with the roof fix, and it's just brilliant. And I love that story as well. I mean, the ingenuity of her to think about, hang on, Uncle Martin, he's got the right product for this. I'm
I
going
know
to win
what'll
this.
do it.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
that's
in a way it might have been cheating, but not really.
No.
It is that instant fix on all those different surfaces, remember. This is Roof Fix M multi-surface. You've just got to choose your size and which colour you want to go for. You've got a 1, a 5, a 20 litre configuration that you can see there. You've got grey, you've got black, and you've got white. Whether it's any kind of drain pipe, and that's a big slit, a big hole that you can see there. When you slap on the Roof Fix, you solve the problem.
You do, and it lasts for 10 years and more. And it can be the flat roofs, it can be flashing, porches, guttering, PVC, garage roof, roofing panels, sheds, conservatories, greenhouse, a lean-to. The tiniest leak, you know, the tiniest of perishes, you have got a problem solver that could actually save you a fortune. Over the years, so many 5-star reviews of people saving thousands of pounds because they fixed the leak themselves. They don't have to get someone else.
Didn't have to get a roofer out.
Now we've got different sizes.
Imagine if you called a roofer and then they brought Roof Fix out of the van.
Yes, because this is a trade paint. So can you imagine, you've watched the show and then you think, no, I'll get a roofer out. And they get out of the van with Roof Fix. It's absolutely correct. You'll think, why didn't I buy it myself?
Now, we are busy across all the sizes. The 1 litre tin, as we say, 1 litre will give you 1 square metre of coverage. Black, grey or white, just $22.99. 562973. That's if you know exactly where the leak is, exactly where the problem is. Go for that 1 litre coverage. You can see you just slap it on, you let it get to work, and instantly it's waterproofed. You don't have to wait for it to dry. It's waterproof straight away for up to 10 years and beyond.
That is amazing, isn't it? So that is your 1 litre. However, the bigger you buy, the better the deal. So if you think, well, I don't know where the leak is, and it's my shed, and I need that little bit more, you're saving money. If you times that by 5, you're well over £100.
Yeah.
This is £59.99 and giving you 5 litres that will cover 5 square metres.
5 square metres of coverage. So if you think maybe on average a shed roof,
Yeah,
that's enough to cover an entire shed roof that you can see there. Once again, you've got black, you've got grey, or you've got white in your application. 811037. The black is the busiest and the lowest in stock. So if you want it in black in any configuration, get it in a basket. If you do want to call the call centre, 03333 241 241. But the easiest way to shop is on the website, ShopOnTV.co.uk.
Really busy on this. And remember, all building materials, whether it's wood, metal, galvanised metals, fiberglass, acrylic, PVC, tiles, all the guttering, it's amazing. But again, the larger you go, the better the deal. So this is actually 4 of those 5 litre tins. Now, it works out at £240 if you were buying 4 of our 5 litre tins.
Yeah.
So you're saving £60 when it goes down thereabouts, when it goes down to £179.99. So it's like you're getting a tin completely free of charge.
Exactly. So you get 4 5 litre tins for £179.99. 360407 is your item number. And again, choose your colour, black, grey or white are your options. This is how easy it is to apply. Just clear away any excess dirt that's on the surface that you're going to use it on. You can go around the outsides with a brush, but if you want to apply to a bigger area, you can use a squeegee.
Yeah,
just pour it out,
so easy.
and then use a squeegee to spread it out.
And so many 5-star reviews. People saved an absolute fortune. People say fantastic product, does what it says on the tin, very good, super sealant, great product, brilliant, it's easy to use, great item. This was perfect for what I needed. Really pleased, the best of the best, excellent product, very good, easy to use. This paint is brilliant, exceptional product. So many 5-star reviews for a product that is a TV exclusive with us, and really the only place else where you'll get it is if you're a tradesman.
Yeah,
so you really have got, you won't find that in a DIY store. But we've got another specialist paint as well, which you absolutely love, as do we. This is brilliant, isn't it?
This is but it's magic. It really is. It is. And I tell you why this is so good, because what this basically is this incredible paint that you will use on so many surfaces. Okay, and I'm going to go through those in just a minute, but I think the magic thing about this is that it is one coat, and you can use this on surfaces, metal surfaces that are already rusted. And what it does basically is that it will actually encapsulate any you're going to brush off the loose stuff, of course.
Any excess.
Any excess. But then when you put this on, and let me give you an example, okay? Just have a look at that just there. So what it will do is this rust that's there, it will actually encapsulate this rust, and it converts it, it neutralizes the rust, and then encapsulates it and actually uses it to make it even stronger, the coating, to make it last longer. Now here's what I'm going to say to you. Do you see this here, okay? This is what it looked like before. Now do you see there's bits of old paint here and this bit of paint here? Now they won't come off. They're really stuck on there and adhered really well. Don't worry. You don't have to get a sandblaster. You don't have to get rid of that. Paint straight over, because if that's adhered well, you can still put that over the top of it. It will still give you that beautiful finish just there that you can see. It's like that gorgeous,
there's no brush marks. It looks like that's how it always was.
Yeah, always was.
How it came out the factory.
I mean, you can't believe that's what it was like, and then you've painted that on, and instantly it's got this amazing finish.
Yeah. And it's really easy to do. It's one coat, and you don't have to, just to show you the inside of this as well. Now what you don't have to do is you don't have to use a primer, you don't have to use an overcoat. It is one single coat of this. So not only for the inside of the gutter, because that's where the water was running, of course, and it will become wet and it's going to rust, but it will save that. And of course on the outside to make it look better as well, so aesthetically pleasing, as well as having a great
we've got some amazing befores and afters, because you really can use this inside and out. When you actually see those results, I mean, this was a really old Jim was they were throwing these out.
Yep.
So Martin got hold of one and thought, oh, we'll do it up and we'll sell them on. So if you do upcycle and things, look at the after. Wow.
You could be recycling, upcycling. It's like a brand new bike again,
does,
isn't it?
yeah,
Absolutely fabulous. And that's just the beginning with your Black Magic. You can apply it to so many different surfaces. Again, metal, plastic, timber, MDF, on stone, on glass, on PVC. Old bike frames that you can see here, again, look like factory finished
we did
new
our
bikes.
bikes, because our bikes we'd left outside, they had gone really rusty, and it bought them up. You can't believe. We actually sold them on just recently, and they look amazing. It's such a fantastic product. But so many different things, and even things that go up to a high temperature, like a rounder fire, a fire surround.
A fire surround,
or
outside in the garden, a chimney, a fire pit.
Look how great that looks.
It's like new
we
again.
can still use it because it will go up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is phenomenal.
It's $16.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you use PayPal and you're paying online. This next one's Hayley's favourite.
Oh, I love this.
I mean, you look at that, you're going to throw it out,
Yeah,
aren't you?
it's done, isn't it? It's had its time. It's the end. You're not going to sit on it. You'll get a brown bottom, won't you? Rusty bum. So it was actually in a roundabout, I don't think it was even 30 minutes. Martin, this is his friend's seat. And while she popped down to get some lunch for them down to the shop, painted it. Look at the finish. Now, that could have a little tassel, you know, with those little brown posh labels, and could be hundreds of pounds in a garden centre.
Again, it goes back to that factory
and it's
finish.
so intricate, yet the finish is phenomenal. And we'll get Alan to talk us around why that, you know, why it is such a great finish. Because you wouldn't know that's been repainted.
And it's so easy to apply, to the point where I've used it on the cast iron balustrade that we've got outside our front door.
DIY, wow.
There's no skill there. Absolutely no skill whatsoever. But it goes across the board. There's so many different surfaces you can use it on. Alan's going to tell us the story of how it first started. But things like guttery.
Yes, perhaps you're trying to sell your house and from the outside it looks really tatty. Look how that smartens
Look
it
at
up,
that.
doesn't it?
It looks like cast iron, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like PVC
It really
anymore.
does, yeah. It really does. It is absolutely phenomenal. Really busy on this. And remember, you virtually just slap this onto any sort of material. Actually, it's easier for me to say to you, Alan, what doesn't it work on?
Brilliant question. I'm delighted you asked that. Okay, so shiny metal materials. So if I was to say to you, this kind of shiny metal just here, or maybe a copper pipe, or something that is chromed or something like that, something like this or the edge of that around, but there's a but, okay? So what I'm going to show you here is, with the help of a little bit of sandpaper, okay, we say to you that it doesn't go on to shiny metals, but of course if you get some sandpaper and just rub this down and give it a bit of a key.
It isn't shiny anymore.
There we go.
Wow.
So it will then work on there.
So it will then work on
And that
it.
amazes me. Can you see how if there's any indentations, if there's any, it actually doesn't clog that hole?
No.
It's amazing. That's when you saw that chair. It doesn't clog the holes up.
Now, with that love chair, we all love that. That's a wonderful picture. You would have thought that if that was that bad, if someone said to you, here, you can have this, or it's a hand-me-down, or it's something you've inherited or something, that you'd have to get a sandblaster, maybe somebody specialist to do that, and then, you know, repaint that and put a primer on it and stuff, and it could end up in a big job. Not with Black Magic. You literally, and this is a great thing to have, some sandpaper and a wire brush, and just rub off the loose stuff. That's all you have to do. You don't have to prime. You don't have to do anything like that. Let me just push that over so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't have to prime or anything like that. Just use that. Get rid of the loose stuff, and away you go. No priming, no top coat, nothing like that. You simply use Black Magic metals, plastic, glass. It's got amazing adhesive properties as well. So when you put it to something, it really grabs hold of it and adheres really, really well. And then, of course, is going to.
This proves the point of how well it adheres. And honestly, when you put it on, it looks like you bought this product, you know, like this. So this bottle, you would think that is your, you know, it came like that.
Yeah.
But tell us the story.
Right.
Why is this one looking so sad?
Right. So basically, Martin again had no interest in selling this to the public. Not that he didn't want the public to have it, but it's so big. It's an industrial type paint, and that's all they do is industrial specialized paint, as you said. You know, the London Eye and all of those things, and underground and stuff like that in London. So what happened was that one of the head buyers at one of the shopping channels years and years and years ago, we know where that was. said he wanted a specialised paint. So Martin was asked to come in and show him what he could do. And he thought, well, that might be a nice way to get it out to the public. We don't want to be distributed into little shops because we're so big, but yet we can put it in thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and then the shopping channel can do that. And he went along, and Matt said to him, he said, okay, so tell me what you can do. And what Martin did was, so he had a pop bottle, and he covered it like this with Black Magic, okay?
And look how good that looks.
Looks
That's
great.
Amazing, yeah.
That is the actual bottle, okay? And I'll tell you how that happened, okay? And this is what he did. So what he said was, well, have a look at this. This is a competitor that you would have. And watch this. If I do
It's
that.
like a competitor's paint.
Competitor's paint. Watch when I do this. Can you see the bits falling off that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just from doing that. It fell off. It broke off. And then Martin got this bottle and went, and look, I can do the same thing with this with Black Magic, and it's fine. And the guy, the buyer, said, okay, well, I tell you what I'm going to do. Got the bottle and went like that. And went,
wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, it didn't happen.
That's amazing.
And even after all the years, even if I open that and close it, it's still not cracking.
No.
And it's ripped there, actually. You can see there's a tear, but yet it hasn't cracked. It's not flaking. And that is Black Magic. That's what it will do. And
So
that's the original bottle.
plastic. Can you talk us through these other bits?
Of course.
Some great products.
All the surfaces.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you could actually apply this to. Great, really busy on this. You have got 2 size options. The busiest, though, is the 2.5 litre.
Yeah. So we will say to you that in the majority of cases, you will use 1 coat with this, okay? And that's all it takes. The only exception to this is if you use it on wood and it's quite a porous wood or porous timber, it may just soak into it a little bit more because it's quite a porous material. Okay. And if you do, put a second coat on, okay? And just leave it to the next day, okay? But let me just bring this here to your attention. I'm going to lift this up. Excuse me for kind of half covering you. I'll just bring it over here a little bit. So we can see MDF. We can use on now. We saw a list, or we will see a list of what you can put it on. It's endless, really. I mean, just think, as I say, what it can't go on. MDF. Okay, decking. Now the reason it's so good on decking is that, of course, the grooves in decking are there to help give you grip.
Yes.
With this, because you mentioned, and quite rightly earlier with that pipe that we had, that you saw that it went into those crevices and just went with the contours.
You don't lose the shape, do you? So all the decking still got those slip resistant.
Exactly,
sort of
the grooves. Exactly.
Great.
Here on wood, timber.
And again, that looks like that's how you bought it.
It's wonderful,
like you painted. There's not a brush mark, and you can still see the grains of the wood through that. Look, the finish is amazing.
Fiberglass, plastic, all of those things that you want to put this onto. It really is, as we say, it's endless. Now, have a look at this.
Just a few things.
Because this gives you an idea.
And when you look at the variety of things you can use it on, 2.5 litres might not be enough. You might want to multi-order here. So whether it's wood, painted metal, rusty metal, and then we go to things like your garden furniture. You could, even if you've got mismatched garden furniture, you could match it all up by painting it all with the Black Magic.
Like all the outdoor furniture, perhaps you have got plastic, wood, all different, and it could all look the same because you paint it with Black Magic. We are massively busy on the website and massively busy with you with product in your basket. You do need to check your products out. As you've known in the past, just recently, we've had so many situations where more people are ordering than stock is actually available. So please do check those baskets through. As soon as you think, yep, I want it, check your basket out. Remember, we are quite low in stock, roof fix wise, on the black options, and the black is always the most popular. So do please check out.
And that goes for whatever you're going for. But we've come back to roof fix because so many of you have got these in baskets right now. The most popular bundle is the big bundle. It's 4 5-litre tins. Now, normally for 1 tin, it's £59.99 on the reduced price. With this price, it's like you're getting one of the tins free of charge.
Yeah, because you're saving £60. Yep. Our 5-litre tin is £59.99. But you do need to shop really smartly for this. Remember, you slap this on, it lasts for up to 10 years. You stop the leak instantly, and that leak can be gone for 10 years or more. It is a phenomenal product, but stock is disappearing really fast.
So you've got 3 colours. You've got grey and white, but you've also got black, but the black is now the lowest in stock and it's flying out of the door. 360407 is your item number. If you want to use PayPal Pay in 3, you'll pay just £62.31 on your first of 3 interest-free payments.
White for your conservatory, perhaps you've got a lean-to. The grey option, and perhaps you've got one of these new properties, and they've got a lot of grey windows now.
Yeah, a lot of them have now.
Really nice.
And guttering.
And then, of course, we have got our black, but our black is lowest in stock in most options, actually. So please make sure you do check your baskets out as quickly as you possibly can. So that's your best option because it's your best value for money.
Yep.
But if you think, well, actually, I only want to do sort of a small shed, or I've just got a little area that I want to work on, the 5 litre is available, and $59.99 is the price for that. It will cover 5 square metres. So if you've got a leak on a shed roof and you think, hang on, yep, I'll try it, this is as easy as it gets. It's as simple as this to apply.
Literally, well, if you've got a split felt like there, just put a bit underneath. That'll help stick it down, and then just slap it on. It's as simple as that. You can spread it out with a brush, or you can use a squeegee, but don't think you have to wait for it to dry for it to be waterproof. It's waterproof straight away, and that's the great thing. It's not a temporary fix. It's going to last for 10 years and beyond sometimes.
And this you won't get from a DIY store. This is a TV exclusive with us. It's actually a trade paint. So you could actually book some builders to come and fix your roof. They could actually get this out of their van. It's actually approved by the Ministry of Defence, London Underground. It's used by trade. We only do the shows when we have stock because they're so busy. They don't always have time to do stock for us. We had stock tonight, but actually it wasn't meant to be on tonight. So the stock isn't as much as we would like, and it is disappearing really, really quickly. But we've had vast shows with this where it sells out so fast. And perhaps you do know exactly where your leak is. However, I think it's a bit tricky sometimes to know exactly where it is, but we do have a 1 litre tin.
Maybe you just want to give it a try and have it in stock for in case you find any leaks. Maybe you've got a leak in the gutter somewhere. Well, this again works in exactly the same way. At $22.99, you've got enough for 1 square metre of coverage. In your guttering, again, just wipe away any access and then just slap on the roof fix, and it's an instant fix.
Even if it rains straight away, and when we did these clips, we put the water in it straight away. It's instantly working. The leak has gone. That could be water gushing down the side of your house. We've had terrible rain, haven't we? Gushing down the side of your house. All of a sudden, you've fixed the problem instantly and can last 10 years or more. So if you want to go for that option, $22.99 is your price. But obviously, the more you buy, the better the deal. Yeah. Check it all out on our website, though. ShopOnTV.co.uk. We're busy on the torch gloves as well.
We've not seen these before tonight, have we?
These. They've got like LED lights on the end of the 2 fingers. So if you're doing a fuse or something,
DIY around the home,
it's like you've got a torch in your fingers.
Yeah, it's without having to hold a torch. So it's like you're multitasking.
I feel like I was a superhero.
Even as a man, it's like multitasking. Fabulous.
Let me show you my torch fingers.
Oh, easy. There's an offer.
What a great gift idea. And I don't want to say it really, but it is time to start shopping for Christmas.
Great Christmas present.
So great little Christmas gift, isn't it?
I was at an outdoor festival yesterday. It was called Foodie Fest, and the Venga Boys were playing. You could have had them on like that.
We
could have had them on like that.
They could have been your party.
Yeah, they could have been.
But
the Venga Boys said, well, we're going to do a Christmas song. Well, it's almost Christmas, he said, because it's September now. Then it's going to be October, and then it'll be November. November's nearly Christmas.
It is frightening. It's so dark now. You just know it's going to be Christmas.
Everyone's talking about Christmas, and we are thinking about it, and the nights are coming in. And actually, the weather is turning, of course, now as well.
So tonight when we came out. Woo,
yeah, I know.
Chilly.
And the rain coming and all of that. So really now is the time, kind of coming to autumn time, that if you are going to do your roofs, you want them protected for the rain that's coming, for all of this horrible weather where you're getting the gusts of wind, which, maybe where the flashing is coming up onto the, because there's a bit of flashing on this here where you would stick this up onto the wall.
Right.
It might be a little bit out where the rain is going to get in, where it's torrential, and you're going to get those leaks. And we all know that getting those leaks fixed and then the damage that you might get inside could cost you way more than your the price of getting this and getting up and doing the job. You don't have to be a specialist to do this. You literally slap it on.
You don't even need to be a DIYer.
Not at all.
You do just slap it on. But if you're watching thinking, well, no, hang on, I bought a black paint in a DIY store. It was called bitumen.
Yeah.
They've just renamed it, and it didn't fix the leak. This is not available in DIY stores, and it's not bitumen, is it?
And it's not bitumen. And look, again, we're not here to make fun of bitumen in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's got waterproofing
Bitumen
properties.
has waterproof properties, yeah, absolutely.
But it won't solve a leak.
Exactly, it doesn't bridge a gap, and the best way to show you that is to do this. Okay, so again, when you go into a DIY store and ask for something, they will give you bitumen. They're not trying to be horrible to you by giving you something
waterproofing product.
That's what you get. Okay, so this is some bitumen here. Now, if we notice just here, I've got two tiny little funnels. Okay, they're the smallest I could find, and you can see the little hole through that. You can see on the white on the other side of it. Okay, now. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to put some bitumen onto it. I'll give it a stir to make sure and make it fair. And I'm going to put lots of it in, so that should be filling that up. But again, you can see what's happening.
So the leak's
it's literally running right through.
Now you've got black paint dripping all over the lawnmower, the kids' bikes.
Yeah. And now, if you then come along and there is rain, it's going to run straight through that because it's not bridging that gap, it's not filling that hole.
No.
But the difference with this, and you can see those drail-on fibres inside. Look at how thick that is on the brush. As I try to lift it out, you can see those drail-on fibres.
Such a different consistency, isn't it?
Completely different. And I'll talk to you about those drail-on fibres momentarily. And look, I have to coax that in. But when you're doing this on your roof, just slap it on is all you do. And look at that. Put lots of that in there just to show you that it's not running through. In fact, it stops up there. It has bridged that gap. It has filled that hole, and therefore made any split tear hole or anything like that in your roof, in your tiles or anything like that. It has filled it up and made it waterproof. You can see the difference in that there, and the difference in that it has run through completely, and this one hasn't.
Just fills the hole, like you said, bridges a gap.
Bridges that
gap.
Exactly.
It does. They weave together, and they stop the leak instantly, but not temporarily.
No, this is genuinely, 10 years or more. So you've got 10 years with this without any question. But these are the drail-on fibres here. Now the thing about these is, and the reason we show you these is, they have to be computer-aided, the cutting machine on this, because every single one of them, and you might say, oh, some of them look thicker, it's just that they're clumped together just here. But every drail-on fibre is tiny. You can see a single one just there by my thumb. Look, can you see it just there? Just where I'm pointing with my thumb. And that is the drail-on fibre just there, okay? And that is what knits together. All of these knit together, creating that bridge. And you can see actually there on the edge of my finger the way they're starting to clump together and knit into each other. And once that's inside of the roof fix, that's what makes the magic of this. Now, I know we have black magic, not using the magic word too much, but that's what makes that difference with those drail-on fibres. And again, remember, it is slap it on. Look, here's Martin from Flag Paints, and Martin is just getting rid of the loose stuff. Okay, we're going to do that.
So it could be damp, that surface, but you do get rid of the debris.
You get rid of the debris, exactly, loose leaves or stones. And once it's done, get a big brush and just slap it onto the areas like that, just there, as you can see Martin doing.
So there's no skill involved here, is there?
No, there's not. Martin is a painter by trade, and he said it's actually a disadvantage. He said people who don't paint do it better because they just slap it on.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a bit more meticulous. But then, look at, just pour it out of the tin, and if you want to, with a piece of chalk, mark out a 5 metre square, put the 5 litres in and just, mark it out to the edge of that.
I think with a squeegee, it's so easy. You can put on the end of a broom handle, and then that is the job done. And it self-levels, so you don't even have to think about it too much when you're applying it. It virtually self-levels itself. And all that area that it covers, you will actually make all of that area waterproof, but you will as well get rid of any of the leaks, because it will all weave together and stop those leaks instantly. Even if it rains straight away, the leak's gone.
Yeah, and it literally is instant. Now, it takes to be touch dry, about 16 hours.
Okay.
But that's because this is such a specialized product. It's really thick, it's really specialized, and what's in there doesn't just go off, when we say go off as in set, really quickly, but you don't have to worry. Even if the sun is shining, even if it's raining, once you put on, it will still set. But remember, it's thermo acrylic, and I will explain that to you as well.
You said about the weather.
And it does, it does the job straight away.
Instantly. absolutely.
So even if it rains straight away, even though it's not touch dry, it's still waterproof.
Still 100% waterproof.
And will waterproof and stop that leak for up to 10 years, which is absolutely incredible. But we were talking about the weather, and you know how the weather changes. Well, definitely in a day. You have really nice weather, then it's really cold, then it's really hot and sunny, then it tips down with rain. Our building materials expand and contract, don't they, with the weather, with the temperatures? Absolutely. And that's how cracks appear. You sometimes see them down the side of your wall, don't you? So that's how our cracks appear. Yeah. So that thermoacrylic resin, why does that help us in that situation?
Okay. So it's really, really specialised, okay, because what it is it will contract and expand, and that's one of the reasons it takes longer to set as well, because of the amount of specialised material in this. So it will expand and contract as your building material or the material you have it on expands and contracts. So if you have this on a felt roof going up onto the flashing, going up onto the bricks, so you're making it go all the way up, the bricks will expand differently than the flashing, than the felt, but it will match all of those. And even if there's two of those building materials beside each other, it doesn't matter. If they're contracting and expanding at different times, so will your roof fix.
And that's why it lasts so long. This is how easy it is to apply, whether you do it with a brush, whether you do it with a squeegee. As long as you've got rid of the debris, it doesn't have to be a dry area, and even if it rains straight away, the leak instantly gone and lasts up to 10 years. It could save you a fortune. Perhaps you've had someone round. So many 5-star reviews, people saying, we had the builders in, they said it was going to be £3,500. We thought, well, we'll try Roof Fix. It solved the problem.
And it did the job, and that's what it could do for you. Remember, you've got lots of different options available, different colour options and different size options available. But on the black, on all sizes, it is the busiest, as it always is. Yeah. Well, surface-wise, again, it's Roof Fix M, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that means
multi-surface. Yeah, absolutely multi-surface. By the way, when I mentioned a few minutes ago about 16 hours drying time, just in case you get up and you do this on your roof, and then you look up and you go, oh, crikey, I missed a bit, look. Just wait about 2 to 3 days before getting up, because you're going to be standing on it, and make sure it's really, really set before an overcoat of any description. So just give yourself that time. Okay. But look, here we go. This is just a few little demonstrations just to show you, and it gives you an idea of some of the surfaces you can put it on. We have got a list, because it's easier to show you a list than to try to do it. But let's look at this here first of all. So what we did is we got this this guttering just here, UPVC, and we cut through it with a saw. And you can see that's what it looked like before. We got bitumen, and you can see right through that. Look,
actually see
all the way through it.
The crack's still there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we cut that, but it could be a crack, could be a break, could be something like that.
Here.
Yeah, the rain and the water will still flow out of that. But where we've put here the Roof Fix, you can see that it's completely bridged that gap. The same here with the felt. Look at the tear that we have along here. Again, the bitumen, you can still see the wood behind it, but with the Roof Fix, you cannot.
And that has bridged that gap.
Everything.
Yeah, that's used a lot, isn't it?
Absolutely. And again then, a cracked tile. Look at the crack that we've put into that, okay? Huge crack. Again, you can see with the bitumen, you can still see through that into the crack. The water will still ingress in there. But of course, if you look at me with the words.
I don't know who you are tonight. I know. Solid a dictionary.
Well, no, I bought a thesaurus. I told you that, didn't I? Did you? I did, yeah. Just so I could find different words to use, yeah. But it turned out it was the world's worst thesaurus.
Why was
Not only was it terrible, it was terrible. But you can see.
The big words were good, the jokes not so much.
No, not so much. But again, you can see completely bridged that gap. But you know you're always going to get one or two from me in the night time. And if you didn't, you'd be thinking, what's wrong with Al tonight? Again, look at the flashing just here again, that split. Again, look at the bitumen. Didn't even adhere very well just here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, gap is still there, but not with Roof Fix. Again, look at this wood as well.
All of these, Al, we can see those fibres you talked about. Yeah. How those fibres do that work.
Yeah, you can actually, can't you? Yeah.
And timber, that splits a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, you get a lot of splitting on that, but you don't have to worry, because again, it will do it. I mean, here's a list, and you don't mind me shouting these out here. So look at wood, OSB, galvanized, asbestos, fiberglass, composite plastic, metal, acrylic, PVC, polycarbonate. I don't even know what that is. Tiles, non-glazed tiles, PVC gutters, cast iron gutters, metal gutters, copper gutters, concrete gutters, asphalt, aged bitumen if it's been there for quite a while and it's starting to fail on you, concrete, felt, lead, so many things.
So many things.
Virtually all building materials, isn't it? Which is amazing. And we had an email in a previous show from Sue, and Sue was saying that she'd bought the 5 litre tin, but she hadn't got anyone to to do it for her. She couldn't get up onto her porch, but eventually the neighbours offered and they did it. She sent us a follow-up, and she's actually said I'd had a nasty leak in the porch roof. She said this is a quick follow-up, and dreaded every time it rained because the heavy downpour would leave me facing an inch or two of water to paddle in inside the porch. Now roof fix has been applied. There's no longer an indoor paddling pool. I'm buying some more because I've noticed a little leak in the main roof, and I'm hoping for a bit of roof fix will give me another couple of years before I need to spend a fortune on the roof. Well, remember, once this is applied, it can last up to 10 years. Well, 10 years or more, actually, which is phenomenal. So it's not a quick fix. This is a job done that is going to give us long-term benefits. 10
years plus, absolutely. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a demonstration here, because we showed you earlier with the tear in this little, I had this made really quickly, this little thing to sort of, by the way, big shout out to Sal Bashir, one of the best Elvis tributes you've ever seen. Love Sal, great friend of mine. He's watching right now. Sal, sir, probably just finished the show.
Is he ordering some roofing?
Is there
I hope he is.
Yeah, better be Sal.
I hope he is. So what we have here is I've cut this bit here, okay, and I've roughly just tacked it back in just to show you that gap, okay, and you can see how big that was. Let me try and turn that a little bit more to camera so you can see that a bit better, because we're a bit restricted with cameras here, folks. So you can see that just there, okay, and turn it a bit more. How am I doing? Let's go. There we go. You can see that. I just want to make sure we can see that at home nicely. So again here and up the top again a big gap. So just to show you again, if this was bitumen that you were using, you would have no hope. Would you mind passing me my little screwdriver just at the end of the MDF?
Yes, I can get that for you, sir.
Now again, give it a good, I've stirred this already really well. Give it a stir, but I'm just giving it a shake just to make sure it's all through. And again, what we do is, remember, we slap this on. Now I'm going to be very messy about this. I'm not going to be, you know, try to be too clever about it, because you shouldn't be, because it's designed to be slapped on.
There's no need, you don't need to be a painter, you don't need to be really accurate. It virtually self-levels itself. So it's really, really easy to apply.
If we look at this massive gap just here, well, actually you can see down the side here probably a bit better, but we'll go to the top here. There's a massive gap just here. So again, I will just get this and just slap it on, okay, and then I will go backwards and forwards, and those Draylon fibres are now bridging that gap, and now what we have is that gap completely bridged. Even look down along here, that massive gap has been bridged, and that's the magic of this in the Draylon fibres. By going backwards and forwards like this, I'm forcing those to be knitted together, and again, I might as well go the whole way down. That's what I might as well do.
Go the whole hog.
Go the whole hog.
Go all the way on.
Again, imagine having this. Yeah, don't let me loose. Having all of that, and just look at that, filling in all of those holes, and we're just moving it around and making sure that we're getting those Draylon fibres to cover in all of the holes, all of the gaps.
And you could go underneath as well, couldn't you?
You absolutely
could. Secure it even more.
Glue it
absolutely,
down.
and that will glue it down. You saw Martin do that in that little video. Now, as bad as that was, you can see that all of that gap is now bridged with that wonderful, wonderful Roof Fix M. That is a big problem solved, and that's how easy it is.
It really is as simple as that. Remember, apply it to any building materials. You can't buy this in a DIY store. It's not bitumen. Bitumen has waterproofing properties, but it won't seal a leak. But this seals that leak instantly, but not temporarily.
And like we were saying, it can last for 10 years and beyond. Look at it before, look at it after. In a matter of moments, we're just slapping on the Roof Fix, and this is what it's all about. If you've got any problem areas, any leaks, or just to have in your DIY store, so just in case.
Don't have to think just about a shed or a garage roof. Think about your porch, your bay window. Perhaps you've had a really pesty leak there for donkey's years and you get nothing's worked. Perhaps it's the greenhouse. Of course, you have got a white, a grey and a black option. So it can be a flat roof, flashing, porches, guttering, PVC, a garage roof. It could be roofing panels, sheds, conservatories, a greenhouse, a lean-to. And we've shown you all the different building materials this will work on, and we even waterproofed cardboard. We showed you that earlier on, which is so bizarre because cardboard's horrendous.
Well, it's not something that you would think you could waterproof, but you can with Roof Fix. That's the great thing. Still got lots more demonstrations to come for you. Remember, you've got a 1 litre, a 5 litre, or the 20 litres in total. That's the best value for money that you see on screen right now, and your 3 different colour options that are available. You've got white, white, you've got grey, and you've got black. Now, the black themselves, are we talking about all the black on that stock update that we've just been told? On the 4x5 litres, so the 20 square metres, the details you see on the screen, wow, almost 60% of the stock is in baskets and being checked through. So if you want it in black, get it in your basket right now and check out. Don't hang around.
Yeah, remember, not yours until you check your basket through. We can have more people ordering than stock is available, so it will only be the people that check out that have got, you know, that gets the stock. So please do check those baskets out as soon as you can. Wasn't meant to be this show tonight, so we've got as much stock as we possibly can. Not sure when we'll get more stock back in, because this is a trade paint from a specialist trade paint company, isn't it?
Absolutely. By the way, Sal has messaged back in. He has and is going to, but now he has actually bought some because he's fixing up his garden. So he said he's
well
going
done, Sal.
It's exactly what he needs.
So
we can't
there
speak
is a
about
link
him now.
It's nice to have a link.
Oh, yeah, well, when people text us in, we always say hello to them anyway. You know, we have to say hello to people. These Draylon fibres are the magic in this, okay? So this is what it is. Now, remember that flag paints, you might not have heard of them before, and that's because they don't do domestic paints. They never have done. They are a specialist paint manufacturer for things like London Underground, etc., etc. And they were basically, years and years ago, we'll go into the story in a little while because I want to get into some demonstrations for you. They got into making some for ShopOnTV because, you know, vast quantities of stuff goes from ShopOnTV, and they were too busy to start, you know, distributing a couple of cans to this shop, to that shop, and the other shop. But they said this is a good outlet for it, so the public can have it because they weren't able to get it before. And that's why you'll only see it here with us now. So really specialized, and what this does basically is it doesn't just waterproof, but it will actually bridge that gap. It will bridge any hole. And one of the ways we thought, well, how do we show that, how we demonstrate it? And one of them was this. Okay, so we got a strainer, just a tea strainer, okay, and we got bitumen, which is what you would get in a DIY store. If you said, I've got a leaky roof, they'll give you bitumen, and that's fine. It will waterproof, it has waterproof properties, but it doesn't bridge the gap. And the perfect way to show you this is here. So we got the bitumen, and we honestly put loads in, but it just ran through. And just as a fun thing, just to show you, look.
It's still a sieve.
It's still a sieve, okay?
Absolutely.
But now the roof fix, what we did is look at the difference in the thickness of this. So what we did is we did the same thing. We put it in the inside of that, and that sieve has now become a spoon.
And when you talk about those holes in there, those teeny tiny holes.
Absolutely.
But it fills and bridges that gap. Like
Bridges the gap. So, and the great thing is, folks, again, we just mentioned this quickly, is that even if you get this home in the next couple of days and you go out there and you go, right, quick, I've got a leaky roof and I'm going to use this, and you put it on, and 10 minutes after you put it on, the heavens open and it lashes down with rain.
It's all
no
good.
problem.
So
it's immediately waterproof.
Instant. How clever is that?
Again, just to come to more extreme demos.
And that can be guttering, it can be your roofs, it can be a bay window, it can be a conservatory, it can be a lean-to, honestly. Virtually any building material and cardboard. But this really shows you exactly how quick and easy it is to apply. The leak's there, you've got an idea where that leak perhaps is, because it's ripped there as well. So slap a bit on, like we were saying earlier, just put a little bit underneath and then slap it on over the top if there is a sort of a split in the felt roof like it is. Paint it over or use the squeegee. And how we did this when we filmed it is instantly put water on it, and it's waterproof straight away.
Exactly what we were saying. If it rains straight away, it doesn't matter. You can pour water over it straight away, and that's why that demonstration shows you what an instant fix roof fix is, but with those long-term benefits, 10 years and beyond sometimes. So we talked about cardboard.
We did. Now, again, just to put this into context, okay, so when I started to work, as a friend of ours, we all, you know, our friend Peter was worked with this product in Martin for donkey's years. I was always really jealous because this really is one of those incredible products. So when I got a call from Martin saying, hey Al, I'd like you to look after the product and demonstrate it here at ShopOnTV, I was thrilled. So much so that I drove to Essex, which took me about an hour and a half to get to his house each way, because I was so excited to talk about this and find out from him all about this product. And he's so proud of this.
Yeah, definitely.
And he tells you all about it and the way it works, and he was wanting to demonstrate it to me, and he made he made this cardboard box and gave it to me, right? Which is a cardboard box with bitumen. You can see the joins. I'll show you from the other side, those joins just there, okay? And he said, I want you to show you this demonstration, but I'm going to give you this box here, which is the one with roof fix in it. This here is over 20 years old, okay? And this is a box he's been using for that long. And this is covered on the inside with roof fix. And again, you can see it still has those same gaps, the same box, it's the same type of box. And he said, well, I'll show you something. And I'm going to show you the very same demonstration. Covered the inside of this literally a couple of months ago. It's been used 4 or 5 times, and already you can see underneath it the way it's falling apart because it's been getting wet so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll actually use the other side just in case you think there's something wrong with that
bitumen
side.
for anyone at home is what they would give you in a DIY store.
Absolutely, and it's very good. It has it's making this here waterproof, but it's not bridging the gap where those folds are.
Any holes.
And that's the issue, and that's where the water goes. Water will always find its way through any gap.
Even the tiniest of holes.
Cardboard is a nightmare when it's wet. If you've ever had one of those cardboard wine holders, you know if it's wet, the wine
just goes straight through.
Straight through it. But this has got our roof fix on, our roof fix M.
Yep.
And
now,
look at the difference.
This box has been on
There's
the
no
go
leaks.
for donkey's years. Look at that. I'll even flatten it so it's on all corners, and you'll see that there are 0 leaks in this, even though it is as old as it is. Now let me take this
and
away.
it is old. We've known this cardboard box for about
And it genuinely is
13, 14,
the very
15
same
years,
one.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the cardboard box has been used time and time again for years.
And it's the same box. We haven't changed it. It's the same one. Martin told me to look after it with
Absolutely, it's
with my
vintage.
life. It's vintage. And there you go. And he uses this at trade shows as well. And he will fill it up with water and leave it for the day, the weekend, the week, whatever it might be. And you can see that water goes absolutely nowhere, because that is the power and the strength of roof fix. Remembering those Draylon fibres knitting their way together, bridging those gaps. That was an extreme demo I did for you a few minutes ago, with that big gap in that in that felt, but yet it did that job. Bridged that gap immediately.
All those surfaces. And when we talk about cardboard, we've got some other pictures to show you as well, because we've got a cardboard boat here,
cardboard
Alan.
boat.
What's going on here?
Who would have thunk? So basically, Martin's niece had to build, they got this thing at school where they're asked to build something that would float from cardboard. And of course, she thought, well, you know, we've got this brilliant product, which of course is Roof Fix from her uncle. And she made it, she stuck it on the corners, as you can see there, you know, with duct tape or the like, and then covered it completely with Roof Fix, and it floated.
That's
How
amazing, isn't it? She was definitely the winner of floating. You can see him sinking in the other picture behind her.
A waterproof boat.
I mean, you've got no chance really in a cardboard boat. But with the Roof Fix, honestly, you really can. Waterproof, all building materials, and as you saw there, even cardboard. Massively busy. We've got so many more people ordering that already checked out their baskets. You do need to check your baskets out. If you've got any questions, if you're not checking out because you think, I wonder, please do email in.
Yep, studio@shopontv.co.uk. It'll come direct through us here in the studio. So if you want to email any questions, anything about Roof Fix or the Black Magic that we've got on the show, please get in touch.
Alan's with us so we can ask those questions for you. But if you are thinking, what should I go for? The larger deal you go for, the better saving and the better value for money that you get. So if we start at the very beginning at the 1 litre, you can order that. You really need to know exactly where the leak was if you're going for the 1 litre. £22.99 is your price on this, and this will cover 1 square metre. So if you know where that leak is, remember it comes in 3 different colours. Perhaps it is your drain pipe. It comes in a white, it comes in a black, it comes in a grey. So easy to apply.
It's this simple. Just wipe away any excess dirt from the guttering and then just slap it on. You'll be amazed how it fills and bridges those gaps, fills the holes, and it's instantly waterproof for you.
Amazing, and that lasts 10 years or more. And we did this straight away, put the water in it, and it's instantly the leak's gone.
Yeah, it's filled the gap. So 562973 for 1 litre, which gives you 1 square metre of coverage, black, grey or white.
Now, we've then got the 5 litre. So if you times that by 5, you're well over £100. So £59.99 is your price. So you're saving, it's £115 if you bought 5
So you're
of
saving
1 litre.
£50 odd against the 1 litre.
Instantly. And this could be great for a shed or something like that.
It could, yeah. It gives you 5 square metres of coverage. That's your average shed roof size. You can see, once again, if it's split felt there, put a bit underneath, that'll hold it down, and then just slap it over where the leak and the problem is. You can either spread it out with a paintbrush or with a squeegee, and again, it instantly waterproof. So 5 square metres of coverage, 811037, and it's in black, it's in grey, and it's in white. And because you're spending over £30, you can use PayPal Pay in 3 there. So £21.65 on your first of 3 payments if you are buying online.
So if you were just doing guttering, I would still go for that bigger tin and have spare.
Yeah.
Because you know what the weather's like. We know it's going to get even worse. We've seen over the country, over the world actually, how bad the weather's getting and the weather's changing. Make sure you've got that spare, so if a leak happens, you're not thinking, oh, wish I'd bought that roof fix. You've actually got it in the shed waiting for you to apply it, which is really great. Now, the best option, though this is a really good deal, and it is our busiest option because the deal is the best. It's like, really, if you're buying 4 of the 5 litre tins, that is £240. So you're saving £60 here. So it's like you're getting a tin free.
It's exactly like you're getting a tin free of charge. So 360407, the item number here. Once again, we've got black, grey and white. However, if you want the black, over 60% of the stock is already in baskets and checking through. £62.31 on your first of 3 payments if you use PayPal Pay in 3. It's this simple on your garage roof, and you'll have plenty to cover a garage roof and have some left over. So use a paintbrush around the outside, and then the easiest way is to pour it out, as you can see Martin is here, and then spread it out with a squeegee.
I've got a 5-star review here, and just to give you an idea how people love this. I got Roof Fix to repair my garage roof as it was leaking. I had estimates of £3,500 to repair the roof. Sat on the sofa with my wife. She made me a cup of tea. I was drinking my tea and my wife was watching Roof Fix on the television.
And I asked my wife, what is Roof Fix? And she said to me, watch and see. I was amazed at how easy this product was to administer to my garage roof. So easy. Thank you so much for a great product. And it really is that great product that solves the problem straight away.
They saved £3,500.
Thank you very
amazing
much.
Is that?
And look at these befores and afters. Look at the difference. Not only it stops the leaks, but it looks great on all these surfaces as well. Remember, it is Roof Fix M. It's multi-surface.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a roof as such, like a garage or a shed. Think about a bay window. Think about a conservatory roof. Perhaps it's your greenhouse. Whether it's flat roof or felting or porches or guttering, it makes no odds. This will instantly fix the leak, and it will last for 10 years or more, which is phenomenal. So busy on this, but if you're going for the black option, you do need to check your baskets out. I would say soon we'll have more people ordering than stock is available. So please, not yours till you check your basket through. Now, Black Magic is also really busy, which is also from Flag Paints.
Yep.
They've been going since '39, and they do specialist trade paints.
Yeah, and this is a fabulous rust converter we're talking about now. Once again, you don't need any skill to apply this paint, and once again, you can use it on lots of different surfaces. You can use it on metal, plastic, timber, MDF, stone, glass, PVC. The great thing is it's a rust converter. So when you, once again, slap this paint on, first of all, it's minimum brush marks, but look what it does.
Wow.
It gives you like a factory finish.
That looks new again, doesn't it? It looks like you bought it like that. This old bike, and you know, a little bit worse for wear, but then look at it after you've had Black Magic applied. You never see brush marks. It's got a really great sort of satin finish, so it really gives you a really good look to it. And whether it is a bike, whether it's garden furniture, or gone metal, plastic, timber, MDF, stone, glass, PVC. It's easier to say what it won't apply to, and that is like a shiny metal. But actually, if you rub that metal down, it will apply to that. Now, this is great because obviously you'll want to use this, and it goes to really high temperatures.
Yeah, outdoors in the garden on garden furniture, but things like chimneys, fire pits, things such as that, fire surrounds, because it's completely heat resistant as well, up to massive temperatures, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, 1 litre is 533,558. the item number, but most of you are going for the 2.5 litre, and I can understand why. Look at this. Oh my goodness. You're throwing it out, aren't you? It looks like that.
This is my favourite, because that is beyond repair, isn't it? You're not going to sit on it, you're going to get a brown rusty bottom. So looking at that, you'll think, no, the end. Have a look at it after it's been painted by Black Magic. It could now have a little tag hanging on it, and with hundreds of pounds, and could be in a garden centre. It's absolutely phenomenal, and all that tiny detail is phenomenal, isn't it? It doesn't clog the holes. It virtually is so simple to use. You don't need to be a painter, you don't need to be a DIYer. You virtually just sort of dab this on and you get this great effect. Martin actually did that whilst his friend was going out. They popped up the shop to get some dinner, some lunch for him, and he'd done it by the time they got back.
You can use it outdoors, you can use it indoors. There might be things that you want to bring back like this, which you would probably take off and throw away. But if you use the Black Magic on there, once again, it looks like a factory finish. It looks like you've just bought it. Even things like Yale locks that you can see there.
And they can go really nasty, can't they? But again, looks new again.
It does, and it brings everything
We've seen them
back
on wooden curtain poles, and then they look like they're...
Oh, they look like they're wrought iron finish.
Amazing.
Yeah. Same with drain pipes and down pipes like you see here. Again, that UPVC, that plastic, but with the Black Magic on there, they look like cast iron once again. Great if you're selling your house and you want the house to have that curb appeal. You want it to look all new and shiny. Well, do your drain pipes on the outside, and they do look new and shiny.
Our producer actually did this before she sold her property to loads of areas, the shed, the fence and things outdoors, and it really... It's that curb appeal, isn't it? It really makes it look nicer from the roadside, and it's so quick and easy to apply. You never get any brush marks.
No skill
Honestly,
required.
It's phenomenal. And we're really busy on the 2.5 litre 974362, and that gives you an idea of what it's applied to. And it replaces loads of other things. You don't need undercoat. You don't need any extra bits of different paints for different products. It's one paint for all those different materials.
Now, shop for everything on the website, ShopOnTV.co.uk. You've already found our storage solutions that we mentioned at the top of the show. You absolutely love this. If you're thinking, oh, summer wardrobe's going away, maybe you're putting your summer duvet away, well, these boxes are brilliant. Now, normally they're $18.99 for one. We're going to do a pack of 3 for $34.99. Look at the mess here. With this kind of storage, you can get so much in these boxes, and it just tidies everything up, doesn't it?
It's amazing. It goes completely flat when you're not using it, so you're not storing a storage box. It will go under the bed. But when you're using them, they'll fit so much in. And whether that's clothes or towels or bedding or the toys from the living room, you can tidy up in an instant. It's like a modern toy box. Jumpers and coats, or perhaps you're getting those out to put your summer stuff away. Bags. I've got shoes in mine. I've got ours in storage as well. So all of a sudden, a flat floor, you can stack these 4 high.
Yeah.
So you're going higher and storing even more away. They're waterproof, dustproof and breathable. So put them up in the roof, put them out in a shed if you like. They're so versatile.
But they look great as well if you want them out for storage in a room, for toy boxes, things such as that.
Actually, a student going off to university could take all their bits and pieces in these, and then if they've got accommodation that hasn't got drawers, they could actually have them stacked in the corner of the room, and it could be like their drawers.
Yeah, their drawers.
And you can get to any box because you've got that front window. You can unzip that front window. So if you want something from the bottom box, so easy to get to. I know as well our producer, when she moved, she actually used those for
moving boxes.
And again, you can find what you're looking for. They're not a load of brown boxes and you don't know what's in what's. You can see what's in everything.
And they take loads as well.
Yeah.
They take so much more than you would imagine.
It's about 66 litres.
Yeah,
they're
66
phenomenal.
litres. You will get 3 in the pack for $34.99. However, if you're looking for bigger boxes, we also have the XL in a duo pack. They're 100 litres. You get 2 for $34.99.
I've got all these on the top of my wardrobes and got shoes and handbags.
Shoes
in
and
them,
bags,
sorry. Handbags in them. They're just, and I've got all of my work stuff at my mum's, bless her, and it's all I've got
Dressing room in a box.
some on a rail, and then I've got lots in storage boxes like this. It's just so easy to find what I need and so easy then to store. And it's so nice if you are I don't throw anything away.
Hoarder, darling.
So if you are a hoarder and you don't want to throw things away, this allows me to keep them, but keep them tidier.
It does.
So you do feel like you've decluttered. The house is a little bit calmer because you've tidied it away. So do grab those while the stock is there. So 524699 is your item number.
Yeah, there's all sorts of products on the show. ShopOnTV.co.uk is the easiest way to shop. We've got to show you those glow gloves. Lots of you are going for the Handy Solutions glow gloves. They're just $16.99. 113802 is your item number. What are they? Well, they're gloves that have LED torches built into them.
It's like I would feel like a superhero. That's going to be great if you're trying to perhaps do a fuse or something like that. Would have been brilliant for Dad for fishing. You know, if you're in a dark area and you just need that little bit, it's like having torches on your fingers. Great as a night to light on your bikes as well, to make you be seen a little bit more. Phenomenal
power
product.
cuts, brilliant.
And then you recharge them time and time again.
Yeah, the USB rechargeable. $16.99. Great
So
little gifts though. So
I would feel like Superman,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, superhero,
light up man.
And look, actually, actually at a concert we were just saying, you could be, you know, when they say to use your phones, you could be like this, couldn't you?
Yeah. All right.
You'd be on the camera, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, when you try and get on the camera, I couldn't get on anybody's shoulders. I'd kill someone. But if I've got my fingers alight, I might be on the shot.
You could be that lit up lady. Yep. If you want to go for those, 113802. Yeah, great for Christmas presents. Alan's with us on the show to bring us a great array of products from Flag Paint. We're going to go back to Roof Fix now. This is about fixing any leak pretty much on any surface.
Yeah, and the great thing about this as well that I so many times forget to mention, you don't have to heat this up, you don't have to do any pre-prep or anything like that. It's directly from the tin you're using this. So I just want to kind of go back to, you know, if you have a leaky roof, and we all know now that the weather is changing and we've had lots of, you know, some storms already and rain, and you see and you recognize where the leaks are coming from, and you can see in your shed or something like that, or your flat garage roof, and you see those leaks or your tiles have cracked and you're a little bit concerned or worried. And it's now that we need to make sure that we have those fixed before we start getting, you know, too far into autumn and the winter and the rain, because that's when the
and we're seeing how the weather is really changing, isn't it? And we do have downpours that we
hour by hour, isn't it?
Really bad downpours that we never used to have, and I think it's just really going to get worse. So what you're doing is solving the problem, and instantly, but long term can last up to 10 years or more. Yeah,
10 years or more with this. It really is such a specialised product. The thing is, if you then go to your DIY store, which most people will do, and go and say, well, I've got a leaky roof, can you give me something? They will say, well, have some bitumen, and bitumen has waterproofing properties, and there's nothing wrong. We're not putting it down in any way, shape or form. It does a job. But I'm going to show you something before I actually do the demonstration, because this is one we did a few minutes ago, and this is a tiny funnel that we put in some of the roof fix into, and if you notice, it has not, even though it's been sitting there for 20 minutes, it has not leaked down through here, but you can see that it has clogged up that hole in there and made it waterproof.
So so that leak's gone in that funnel.
The bitumen has run down there, and look through there, you can see all the way right through it. It hasn't filled that gap or that hole.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So it hasn't fixed, even though it has, where it's dried in and it's on the sides, that is waterproof. We don't know what the plastic is, but if that was on cardboard or something that wasn't waterproof, it would make that waterproof.
So what's the difference? Because they both look like a black paint.
Exactly.
I'm sure if you've used bitumen, you might be watching thinking, oh no, I did buy that from a DIY store. It wasn't called Roof Fix. You didn't, because Roof Fix isn't sold in DIY stores, but bitumen is. So what's the difference in the properties of Roof Fix?
Basically, let's show you this first, and then I'll talk to you about these Drail-On fibres. But this is bitumen, and just in case you think that I'm being unfair to bitumen or anything like that, I'm going to give it a good old shake up here, okay? Now, this is bitumen. We haven't watered this down. We haven't done anything. This is bitumen as we bought it from the shop. And as I say, it will give you waterproof properties, but not bridging the gap. So if I now put my brush in here, and I take some of that up and I put it into that funnel, you can see what's happening. It is running straight through.
Gosh.
Now, the reason that I use the funnel here to show you is that if you do have a hole in your roof or there's a gap or a split, it's just going to run through that hole, the gap or the split, and it's not going to solve your problem. But when we come to using our roof fix, it's a different kettle of fish completely, because we have Draylon fibers in this, and these Draylon fibers have to be so precise that they have to use a computer-aided cutting machine to cut these to the exact, down to the nanometer of the same size, okay, the same length. And then they interweave, and they literally, they start to knit themselves together, and you can see the difference in the consistency, and they will knit themselves together and stop any and fill any gap or hole in your roof, your whatever surface you're putting it onto, and it will knit those together, and it will give you that absolute 100% waterproofing immediately. Nothing coming through here, yet it's all run through here. And the difference is these magical fellows just here. These are the Draylon fibers, and just look at them. There are thousands and thousands of them in there. They're so tiny. The only reason you can see them almost is because they're clumping together. And that's what's in this thermoacrylic paint that you're using. And look at how tiny they are. They really are tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, that's a
But
load
they
of them
make
together.
the difference. They weave together.
They make that difference.
They bridge the gap.
Yep.
They fill the hole. They stop the leak. And not temporary, and then you get the builders out. It lasts for 10 years or more.
10 years plus.
Yeah, it's not a short fix. It's a long-term fix, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And there's a few other little demonstrations that we've put together for the viewers at home to see as well.
Now, really busy on the 4 tins of the 5 litre. We have a 1 litre, a 5 litre, and we have 4 tins of the 5 litre. The more you buy, the better the discount. And if you're going for the 4 5 litre tins, it's like you're getting a tin completely free of charge, because you're saving £60.
And that's on a reduced price already.
Yeah.
The reduced price of the 5 litres $59.99, but if you go for the 4 5 litres, like Hayley said, it's like you're getting one of those tins free. Really easy to apply, as you can see there, and the 20 square metre coverage is enough to cover an entire, pretty much average garage roof, and still have some left over, so that's why it's the best buy. If you want to go for that in the black option, we are approaching 70% of the stock there, so if you want it in the black, do get it in your basket and check out sooner rather than later.
Remember, not yours till you check your baskets out. We will be in a situation probably where more people are ordering than stock is available, so please do not miss out. Got any questions, please do email in, studio@shopontv.co.uk. 360407 is your item number, and of course you split that cost with PayPal Pay in 3 as well. So what are we doing next?
So I'm going to show you another little demonstration, and I just want to tell you a little story as well, where I wish I had have known about this product about 6 years ago, because when myself and Ellie got together first, we moved in together, we were in a little flat down in Horley, and you know, some flats have garages, a big row of garages, and I put all of my stuff in. So I used to do a huge amount of charity work for the Bob Champion Cancer Trust. So we used to do these things, we met loads of people, and we'd have these beautiful things, and Alan Minter, the boxer, was a friend of mine, so we used to do a lot of fundraising things for him, and I met a lot of boxers and signed pictures and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And I put all of those into this garage.
Right.
And I didn't know a lot of my Elvis stuff over the years as well.
Collectibles
And genuinely, I lost so much stuff. I've kept some of them, but you can't even open them, but I kept them because it leaked, genuinely, on my life. And I wish I had have known about this then, because I would have went in, and it probably would have cost me, you know, 1 tin would have done. And I can never replace those things, and that's it. So it's much better to be safe than sorry. And even, you know, you're spending, you know, what you are for, you know, for the 20 litres of these, and even if it just gives you that peace of mind, I think it's worth it.
Well, lots of the 5-star reviews say they've sort of saved thousands of pounds, because they've had builders in to to do the job or quote for the job.
For a roof.
And then they've seen this and thought, well, I'll give this a go, use RoofFix and fix the problem themselves, which is brilliant.
Yeah. Imagine if you get a quote for a roof and it's thousands of pounds, and then the roof comes out and brings out Flag Paint's RoofFix to mend your roof when you can do it yourself.
Yeah, because it is a trade paint, so there's a big chance they will come with RoofFix. It's a trade paint, and we only ever have stock when when they've got the time to make it for us. Really, when we have the stock, we do the shows. But as you're seeing, we're quite low on stock. So simple to apply, isn't it? And we need to tidy up that debris, but it doesn't need to be a dry roof.
Get rid of all of the loose stuff. I mean, you can see Martin here. I keep mentioning Martin. He's from Flag Paint is his company. Getting rid of all of the loose stuff, the moss and stuff like that, as you would expect to do. Just brush it away, and it can be a damp day. It doesn't matter. And just go over the edges like you would when you're painting. You do edging first and things like that, and then just slap it on. Pour it out. You don't have to be particular about this. You don't have to be an expert. In fact, the less experience you have, Martin says, the better. And just spread it, whether it's with a brush or whether it's with a squeegee. It doesn't matter. And you can see there's marks in this. It self-levels to an extent as well. But even where it's rough on the corners and the edges and stuff, you can see there, and the ridges where it's joined in the middle, it doesn't matter. Multi-surface means it literally is multi-surface.
So many surfaces you can use it on. So next demo, please.
So do you remember I used the bitumen here and I used the RoofFix here? So what we wanted to do to further show the differences, because you might say, well, that was quite a biggish hole, Alan, and that, and you know, bitumen run through and stuff. So what we did was we gave it a chance here. We got a sieve with tiny, tiny little holes, okay?
Teeny holes.
And you can see, look, you can tell what's going to happen here. It literally, we promise you, we got it on the brush and we painted it around, and it just ran through, and this is what we're left with. And just as a point, look, you can see it just runs through. It hasn't done anything, so it hasn't bridged any of those gaps. But yet, when we use RoofFix, you can see that has completely covered that and filled all of those gaps. So therefore, when I pour the water in, well, you can see
You've turned it into a spoon.
It's turned into a spoon.
I mean, that's
amazing,
the difference, isn't it? Because they are tiny holes. So even if you've got a really annoying little hole in a bay window that no one's ever found it or solved the problem, you could solve the problem with RoofFix.
But also bigger holes. Bigger holes as well, isn't it?
But we've seen that with the large gaps we saw on that.
Even a tiny, tiny hole, if you've got water that's constantly coming, if it's where the gutter is or something, or if you have got a little gap or something like that, where the rain is and where it sits, it's going to find its way through. It's going to run through, and it's going to continue to run through as well. And that tiny pinhole where water is getting through is just going to keep on doing that, and it ends up a massive problem.
And in an instant, you've got that fix. If it rains straight away, it doesn't matter. If it's a small hole, it's brilliant. If it's a big hole, it's brilliant, because as Alan describes it, it bridges the gap. It fills those holes for you. And it is as simple as getting rid of the excess debris, slapping on the paint.
It doesn't even need to be dry, does it?
Job's done.
And it is, we put the water in as soon as we'd done the actual applying, and it's instantly waterproof, but not temporary and then you get the builders out, for up to 10 years or more.
Brilliant.
It's amazing.
Have you got a little cardboard box?
I have got a cardboard box that I'm
going to waterproof cardboard. Well, cardboard's horrendous when it's wet.
Well, here's the thing. You can waterproof, and bitumen will waterproof the cardboard. All of this here is waterproofed, but we all know that you've got these little gaps just here, and you've got the gaps just here, and this is where bitumen fails. It fails where you have a gap or a hole or a tear, and this is the issue. And just to show you this, I'm going to have to change this, because this I've only used about 5 or 6 times, and I've had it since we start doing the RoofFix here. But look at this. When I pour it on, yes, where I'm pouring it onto is waterproof, but clearly we can see the holes have not been filled in, and the problem has not been fixed. In fact, look, I'm literally, that's falling apart now. Look at it, it's literally.
That's because it's getting wet on the outside now, and that's what's happening to the cardboard.
Look,
it's going soggy and
it's just falling apart.
Yeah.
But yet, this next piece, this next prop, I promise you this, is 20 odd years old. This is the same type of box. You've got those gaps, you've got those holes. But of course, the difference with this is, and in case you're thinking I'm cheating, there's those gaps. We have the inside of this one, we have got our Flag Paint RoofFix, and I can pour that in, and you've got no gaps, because it has completely 100% waterproofed it. It has bridged those gaps with those Draylon fibers that we spoke about. And remember, this is thermoacrylic as well. And just in case you're wondering what thermoacrylic is, well, basically it can expand and contract. Even if it's been on a roof or a surface for 5 years, 10 years, it will keep on expanding and contracting with the material that it is on. And that means even if it's on your roof and it's on your roof, your felt, going onto the flashing, to the timber, to the concrete, and they all expand at different times and different levels and different amounts, it doesn't matter, Roofix will expand with them all.
How clever is that?
So
and that is cardboard, and it is that old, that box. We've probably known it about 15 years, haven't we? And honestly, not only has it waterproofed the cardboard, it's sealed those holes, so all
Bridge
those leaks,
gaps. I love that description.
they've gone, and not temporary, for 10 years or more. Now, there's quite a nice story about cardboard being waterproofed. And the gentleman we keep talking about that owns the company, it was his niece, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So they had this little thing at school where they said, the teacher said, well, what we want to do is we want to have this little thing where we're going to have some fun, a competition. Let's make something out of cardboard that you can put on water and it will float. And of course, lots of people come up with lots of different ideas. Bitumen may well have been used, who knows? But of course, she said, bah, my Uncle Martin, he's got the perfect thing. So now you can see on this where she's used some tape just to stick the thing down around the corners there, as you can see. But then she covered it with Roofix, and well, there's the proof of the pudding.
Not only does it float, she's in it. And
it's quite smart too, doesn't
I mean,
she?
how amazing is that? And cardboard is horrendous. If it gets wet, you know it's completely destroyed. This is making it waterproof, which is amazing. And that's how good it is. This will work on any building materials. So it doesn't have to be a shed or a garage roof. It can be a bay window, a conservatory window. But, you know, the tiniest of gaps that has bothered you for years in one of your windows can be solved with this product.
In an instant, and with those long-term benefits, as we said. You've got all the different configurations and different colours available on the website. The best way to find everything is on the website, shopontv.co.uk. The 4x5 litres is the best value of all, but in the black option, almost limited stock.
You do need to check those baskets out. If you all check out, we're virtually down to single figures. So you'll get, it's like you're getting a tin completely free of charge, because you're saving £60, and if you buy a 5 litre on its own, it's £59.99. So it should be £240. £179.99 is your price, but you split that over those 3 payments with PayPal Pay in 3, 360407.
Let's take a look at the 5 litre tin on its own. If you just want 5 square metres of coverage, maybe you're thinking of a shed roof and you want to give the whole shed roof that coverage, 5 square metres is your 5 litre tin. It's down to £59.99, £21.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you use PayPal Pay in 3. 811037 is your item number there if you want to go for the 5 litre. Now, we also have a 1 litre tin available for you. Lots of you going for this in multiple colours. So you've got the black, you've got the grey, and you've got the white available at £22.99. You might know exactly where your problem is. Grey's really popular.
Well, a lot of the new builds have got grey windows and things and grey guttering and stuff, so it works really brilliantly. This is how you apply it. It's as simple as this. I know we've had some emails in asking about how long it lasts. It lasts for several years. It does say on the tin as well. Just take care of it in cold weather, and it suggests you turn the tin as well. So £22.99 is your price if you're going for the 1 litre, which is for 1 square metre. 562973 is your item number. The leak has instantly gone. Any building material, so we're talking about bay windows, flat roof, felt flashing, porches, guttering, PVC, roofing panels. Honestly, it is incredible. All of your guttering as well. But your best option is to buy more, because the more you buy,
the bigger the saving.
The better the deal. And you will always want this. You'll want spare. You won't want to use it all up and then wish you had some when that leak happens. You want some spare in the shed, don't you?
Now, from Flag Paints, not only do we have roof fix, you've absolutely loved the Black Magic Specialist paint that we've got for you. This is a multi-surface paint, once again. It's a rust converter. It's a great paint for loads of different surfaces, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And Haley, you asked me an amazing question earlier on. You decided not to ask me what it will go on to. You said to me, it might be easier for you to say what you don't apply it to.
What
and
doesn't
actually,
it work on?
Well, actually, let me just show you. So, shiny metal. So, again, we've got copper just here. It could be a chrome or something of the like. But actually, if you get a little bit of sandpaper and sand it down, well, clearly you can see it goes on to it too. But I wanted to show you this earlier, but we moved back up to the roof fix. I want to show you something that is quite incredible. You won't quite believe this. I'm going to put this out the front and show you glass. So, if you were one of those people who maybe you move into a house or something, I remember we looked at a house years ago and I had one of those, in my opinion, terrible blocks of glass into the bathroom. You know those big thick things?
Yes.
They were great. I don't particularly like them. You could use this.
Yeah, you could.
To make it look good.
We'll modernise
it. Satin finish. And the great thing about it is you don't get those brush marks. And by the way, this is water-based as well, which is incredible for something that does what it does. And you clean your brushes with water.
Yeah, because it's water.
Just water. You just rinse it out with water and you can reuse those brushes. Brilliant thing about this is no primer. No overcoat with this. No pre-preparing with sandblasting or anything like that. All you need to do is use a wire brush or some sandpaper, take away the loose bits of the rust, just the loose bits, okay, and I've got a demo to show you in a few minutes with that. And once you do that, you paint it over. So, to give you an idea, just take a little look at this here. So you can see that this is rusted and rusty just here, okay? You would get your little wire brush, okay, and all we would do is we would make sure the loose stuff is gone. You don't have to worry about this paint here. If that's stuck on there and it's got a good adhesion, leave it there and paint over it. You will still get that protection.
And you still get that finish.
You still get that finish.
I mean, that looks like that's how it's always been. There's not a brush mark. It doesn't look like you've painted that. But when you see what you actually painted it onto, that's amazing. And that rust isn't going to come back through. No. In fact, what happens here is that when you use the Black Magic, okay, water-based, remember, what it does, it has a special polymer inside of it, special ingredients that actually neutralizes that rust. And then it encapsulates it inside of the Black Magic, and then the Black Magic uses it, that rust that's been neutralized, it uses it to make that coating even stronger and more long-lasting. So it actually uses the rust in its favor, and it prevents the rust from regrowing. So you will not get rust underneath growing out through this again, because it stops it, it neutralizes it. And that's why this is such an incredible, and I mean incredible product. Now, we mentioned to you things that it would go on to, and I'm going to just run through some things. So let's just look here at a few things. So again, look at this. It could be your downpipe, okay? Something like that. Again, we know this is quite shiny and it's quite smooth, but again, look at that. You use these in grey or white maybe, or some colour like that, they go faded. The sun makes it go powdery. Yeah, they do.
Horrible.
You see it. So if you were trying to sell your property, wouldn't it look so much smarter if the guttering looked new?
When you walk up, it's those things that you notice if things stand out. And I've got to tell you, when I went to Martin's house, and I've got to say it, I've never seen a more immaculate house in my life. Everything in and outside the house is where it should be. And he had started to use this Black Magic on his outside garden furniture and stuff. In fact, there's a really funny story. I'll have to find the piece in a second.
Now, we've got this picture from Flag Paint's website, actually, and this is a plastic chair. They've painted half. How much better does it look in the black? And actually, if you've got a mishmash of garden furniture, some's wood, some's plastic.
Match it all up. Yeah, and it will look.
That's amazing that it works on plastic as well.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you then start to match the furniture, your garden looks better as well.
Yeah, so you could match it up to this very old, worn-out love seat. Oh my
What
word.
a difference, and really intricate design, but you don't need any skill once again with
No,
this, do you?
absolutely none. It self kind of levels it. The brush marks just run out of it. It doesn't leave brush marks. And the great thing is, I mean, even the motorcycle, who would have thunk that? Actually, do you know what? This is the
wow,
absolute
that's
truth, right?
good.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Nice.
A job I'm doing tomorrow. Because do you remember that really old Mercedes car I had, the little convertible
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
Donkeys years old. It got sick and it had to go to the highway to heaven. So we bought a little small Mini, ancient old again, but the mirrors on it are black plastic and they have gone grey.
Right.
I promise you tomorrow, right, I am using, and I didn't do it because I didn't bring any of it, I didn't leave any of it home.
Brilliant.
I'm going to take one of these home and I'm going to put that on with the brush
Pictures, please.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I will take the pictures to bring
I
that back up
remember as
again.
well,
so it's really
Martin
using it.
had done the inside of a car
Yes,
on the
yeah, the
dashboard,
dash,
you
yeah.
know, where that's gone really funny. I think we might have
We haven't got that picture, have we?
on Flag Paint's website.
That'd be awesome.
We can have a little nosy. You really can see how perfectly it goes on. It gives a professional finish, so it doesn't look like he's painted the inside of his car.
No, it just looks new.
Fresh and new
It
again.
looks new again. The 2.5 litre tin is
busy.
absolutely flying on this. 974362 is the item
Look
number.
at that.
It looks new again, doesn't
Don't
it?
you-
Seriously, I've
Yeah.
never seen that picture. That's black
No, you
magic on
see,
that.
We know all
You're
these things.
kidding.
We know all these little trade secrets.
Wow.
We know. And all these different products, material-wise, virtually all materials apart from a shiny metal. But if you sand the shiny metal down, it will still adhere to it. But when you've got a mishmash of garden furniture in woods and plastics, you can make it all match.
Or it's a bit dated.
Yes.
When you paint it with black magic, it brings it back to modern furniture, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I love
Now-
it. So versatile.
The story behind it, I love how it first came around again, to recap, when they took, well, a certain channel wanted a specialist paint.
Yeah.
didn't they?
So basically, Flag Paints are huge, massive company, and they're so busy making vast quantities of their products because they're specialized paints for the industrial jobs. And basically, a shopping channel, they weren't interested really, not that they weren't interested, but they didn't have the time and manpower to send, you know, a box to one shop and another shop all over the country. But they were approached by a huge shopping channel about 20 odd years ago, and they were asked, would they supply a couple of products? And Martin said, okay, I will, and came along to the channel to show the buyer how good this was, to explain it. So what Martin did was he had a pop bottle just like this here, okay, and he covered it with the black magic, okay, and he also covered one with the competitor's product, okay. Now this shows that you don't need any primer, nothing like that. It adheres so well, water-based as well, environmentally friendly, because there's nothing nasty inside of it. And he said, okay, so I'm going to show you, and he did this, and he said, look, I can squeeze this, it doesn't crack, it's really good, it's durable, and thought, this is great, I'm showing him how to do it. Did the same with this one, and went, I can use this, and then all these bits start to fall off of it, as you can see,
there's
just
gonna
there.
be nothing left
You're
of
going
it.
to need a new one of them as well.
I'm going to need a new one of those. So he said, so there you go, that's the deal. So the bottle, the original one, all those 20 years ago, the buyer, this is actually it, got it, because he was like that, wasn't he? We remember who he was.
Yeah.
And he's a bit like that, went, well, I'll see, and he squished it up
show
like
you.
that. And it didn't crack. And this is the same bottle, and even though we've been using it, and the bottle is cracked just there, where my finger is, you can see the crack through it, that still, all those years, hasn't started to flake.
flaking, yeah.
And that is an absolute genius product, the way this is, for something that's water-based, something that is environmentally friendly, that is easy to apply, no brush marks or very few brush marks. I think that is incredible. Something that will go on to pretty much every single surface.
Can we show, because we're doing a lot of sort of outdoor things. We've got some indoor things.
Yeah, I've got them
Can
here.
we just look at these quickly first? Because I think this is so good.
Right.
Because you've perhaps moved into a place, and you've got all the actual
Pine.
curtain poles. They're pine. Sean said about making things look a little bit modern. Perhaps you don't really like that look. Have a look at that when it's painted. Oh my word!
Look at the
Completely
difference.
different, isn't it?
Now
And
I
you
got
could
myself a
paint
bit.
the pole as well,
Absolutely.
and draw the curtains
And
back
because
and
it's so hard wearing, you can draw the
Brilliant.
curtains. You can do the curtain rings if they're
Right.
the old as well. I got myself in trouble for saying that because I found out then afterwards I said that these are really old and outdated.
Yes,
Who wants
you
them?
did.
Told
We
you.
did
Ellie's
warn-
mother, she said
We did
when I was
warn
down
you.
at the house, she said, by the way, Alan, can you come here please? She brought me into their bedroom and she said, have a look at the curtain rail. And I went,
I warned you, didn't I?
no, you did say it at the time.
You're going to
yeah,
have
so I got in
upset
trouble.
someone.
And we don't want to get in trouble with the mother-in-law.
Never.
quite
No,
frankly, especially
never.
Now
mine.
this is great. You can see there. Oh wow!
Doesn't that modernise it again?
Absolutely, and the great thing is, because this withstands such great temperatures,
500 degrees Fahrenheit.
we can use it on fires and fire surrounds like
absolutely.
that. I love this. There was a great
wow.
story behind this.
I've not seen that
was,
picture.
This was in a fire, and it survived, but was a right mess. So they thought, well, we'll do it up. And they did it up. Look how great it looks. They sent it off to someone that specialises in safes. And they said, well, I'm sorry, it's not really worth something, but we can see.
It's been professionally finished.
Yeah,
They
it's
were
been
like,
professionally
Wow.
renovated. They were like, they've done an amazing job on it.
That is
And absolutely brilliant.
unbelievable.
And now, if you've ever used a paint that doesn't withstand temperatures,
flakes on
Flakes.
radiators.
a painter
doesn't
we
it?
had
Blister,
did that in my mum's
bubble.
home, and it's flaked everywhere. That's again, and giving it a really nice modern
look
look.
at that.
But that's probably wood.
Yeah, and it
So
just
it's
would have been
amazing,
old and
isn't it?
dated. That looks. I haven't seen these pictures. These are all
Yeah.
new to me. That's why I'm quite
Some
excited.
lovely props on top.
Isn't there just? Yes, yeah.
There was, on that previous
That's
one, there was,
obviously the toilet.
there was some Johnson's baby powder on the previous one.
Yeah. But of course, there's other powders available. That's nice in the bathroom. That's
Oh, it's lovely.
Again,
'Cause
it
that
really
that would be
modernises it.
really old looking, that fireplace, but now it looks modern.
Yeah, and heat resistant up to massive temperature.
Yeah, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's about 260 degrees centigrade.
I think they've done the wheels on that one. Even really old drain covers, but
Yeah.
smartening them up. So versatile.
And-
Gin tonic.
That's like at our house, that.
Funny.
Now, when it comes to application as well, that's really simple, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
simple.
not hard to do.
Just literally just brush it. If you get anything that you have that has some rust build-up on it, you simply use, look, I bring this little wire brush, just brush off the loose stuff. You don't have to prime it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put a rust converter on first, which you would have to do with some paints. You literally put this on. It has that rust converter. It turns, it basically neutralizes the rust, because rust is a living thing that keeps on growing. It neutralizes that, and then it actually encapsulates it inside of the Black Magic, and then it uses that to make the Black Magic even stronger and more resilient, and then it will prevent any more rust from growing.
That is phenomenal, isn't it? So whether it is bikes, and that was an exercise bike that was thrown out from a gym and looked brand new again. Perhaps you've got an old bike, perhaps you want to sell it. Do it up and sell it. It's absolutely phenomenal. We said about it taking high temperatures, so the chimney, it's a bit worn, a bit old, doesn't look so nice.
You'd probably
Now-
think about getting rid of it,
Yeah,
but
buy
after,
a new one. We love it. No, just paint it.
it's like new again. It's that they always say with Black Magic, it's like a factory finish. Alan's got loads more
Yeah, we've got to
bits to
show
show
you
us here.
these.
Yeah.
I love these.
Well, let me
These
talk
are
you through,
so
because
good.
basically we got a few bits and pieces.
These are brilliant.
And I love this one here, because this one here has a little bit of, it's almost kind of, what would you call it, middle bit, the inside part is kind of like, what's the word? It's not plastic, it's ceramic, that's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Ceramic and brass, okay, just there like that. But you think that that's beyond, fixing and repair, but look at that.
Brilliant.
Look
So
at how
could be
pretty
the
that
knobs
looks.
to your drawers in the kitchen,
Yeah.
things, or in a dressing room.
Again, just put these little ones in there for you as well
I
to
think
show
it's
you.
brilliant on wood.
Now, here's the thing, okay, so sometimes we would have office furniture, and, they try
love
to
this
save
one.
money all over the shop when they're making things.
great.
But you would have a wheel just like that there. Doesn't look
Cheap
very
and
pretty,
cheerful.
okay? And now, once we use,
Look at that.
look
What a
at that, look at
difference.
the
What a
difference.
difference. The whole furniture looks so different with those different
And the
wheels
fact
on.
they're still working, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it's still a
moving.
working wheel. That wheel is still turning, but you can see the difference in that just there. It really is a world of difference, just making it look so
It
much
is.
prettier, making it look
Can
nicer
you
and
show
more
us the
expensive.
lady?
Oh yes, I can, of course, yeah. So the angel, this here, look at half and half, angel devil.
What a difference.
But just showing you that. Now there's a really good story, and I thought I had the piece actually. It must be still in in the box.
Yeah.
I'll try and find it for a few minutes' time.
You can really see what a difference that's made. So now you could really jazz up the whole garden furniture matching all the actual plant pots, and then all your ornaments. Ornaments can go so nasty in the bad weather. But can you see how you haven't lost any of the detail that's on it? Because this paint, it doesn't clog. It actually just allows you to get that perfect factory finish. It looks like that's how you bought it.
And if it is rusty, you can still get that finish.
You still get that finish, absolutely. In fact,
and that product we were on about that was similar to this, it was a little like a little cherub.
A cherub, yeah.
It was plaster of Paris, so they'd put one outside and they'd kept one indoors, but the one outside was disintegrating because every time it rained, it was disappearing. So if you've got anything that you'd like to put outside, but you know the weather will destroy it, paint it with Roof Fix, Black Magic, and that's exactly what they did with the little angel. And now she's actually, she's sort of weather resistant, which is brilliant.
Now, we talked about heat resistance as well, remember? So if you're thinking about chimneys, you're thinking about fire surrounds, tell us the story behind this piece, Alan.
Yeah, so this basically, when we moved into the house, I mentioned earlier, where Ellie's brother owns the house, and he's moved way down. He's bought a place down in the country somewhere. So we're currently renting the house from him. It's kind of keeping it all within the family. When he was taking his stuff, one of the things that was there, actually before he was taking stuff, was I brought it here. He had this fire pit, and this is it here. But it was very rusted because when you burn things on it, of course, it's not heat resistant, and then it would break. Because, the coating that would have been on wouldn't have been heat resistant, so it disappears. And then it became quite rusty. So I took it here, and I started doing it. When he came to get his stuff, he said, "Where's my fire pit?" And I went, "It's on telly.
It's a prop now."
It's a prop now. So when I finish it, he's got to have it back. But again, you can see the bits I've been doing, but you can see the rust just here, the way this has gone. And in fact, if I turn this around, you can see where the feet go just here, and I've been doing bits of that as well. But just to show you, okay, how we would prep this and get ready for it, is you would be thinking that you're going to have to scrub this, you're going to have to get acids, or you're going to have to use a primer or something like that. You don't. All I do is this, okay? So I'm going to lay this down to show you, okay? I will get my brush, and I'll turn this so you can see it now. And all I will do is I will remove, and you can see that changing, the loose rust. That's all I'm doing. You can see that bit of rust, the line of rust just there. Just get rid of that. And that's all you need to do. You can see that flying off of it now, that bits of rust, okay? That's the job just done there. Now what we would then do is we would get our black magic, and again, remember what this does, okay? I need my screwdriver. Yeah, I thought I had
it.
That's here.
We got it. Stop the clock. We found
Stop the clock. We would get our black magic. Now I've stirred this already, but I'm just going to give it a shake just to make sure, because I started a few minutes ago, and give that a good old shake up, okay, and stir it. As I said, I did that just a moment ago. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me find a little gap just there. And pop that open. He let me go. Engelbert Humperdinck. Jerry Dorsey was his real name. Why would you change your name from Jerry Dorsey to Engelbert Humperdinck?
Because it's much more memorable.
If it was Engelbert Humperdinck, well, that's very true, yeah. You might change it to Jerry Dorsey, but there you go. Now, you will get your paintbrush. Now, remember that this is water soluble. You will clean this just in water. I'm going to do that for you in just a second.
Oh, your paintbrush?
The paintbrush. What did I say?
You'd get this and you clean it in water. I was a bit confused.
Yeah, you would. You clean this.
The brush.
Yeah, the brush. Yeah, the brush. Yeah. And all I do is get some of my black magic on. I'm going to tilt this forward again for you. And again, look at this. That's all I do.
It goes on so easily, doesn't it?
I'm just going to tilt it back so when I go around the edge that I'm not getting it onto onto the little mat that's just there. So again, look at that. Again, remember those brush marks, they literally disappear from it as it's drying. And that there, would you believe, is that job done? So that will dry the same as that. Now, here's the brilliant thing, okay? That what's happening now is the rust that was on that, even though we got rid of the loose rust, there was still rust there. People would think if you don't put a primer on, that rust is going to grow and keep on going and come through your paint.
Yeah.
But actually, what's happening now is that this paint, this black magic, is actually neutralizing that rust, and what it's doing then is it encapsulates it into itself and then uses that rust to make the paint even stronger. Now, wait till I just show you something, okay?
So clever.
It's unbelievable. And that's why Flag Paints are huge. It is a huge company, so don't please think that this is just some little fly-by-night. Absolutely not.
And remember, it adheres to virtually anything apart from a shiny metal.
Yeah.
You can sort of rough that metal up so it's not shiny anymore, and then you can apply it to it if you want to. But the finish is amazing. So they're the sort of things you can apply it to. Hot surfaces as well, like we keep explaining, goes up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you want a fire surround or something like that, or we've just done the sort of wood burner, you've got loads of different items there, just to give you an idea. But just like Alan was saying, it gets rid of all these different things like the primers and the different products that when you use different sort of surfaces, you need primers.
You need primers, you need the paints, you need the undercoats, you need the overcoats, you need the protectors. With Black Magic, it's just the one paint.
Just the one thing. It is brilliant. Low order again, as you can see there. And just to finish off on the Black Magic, I just want to show you, this is the brush that I used. And again, you can see that this is just pure water. I put my fingers in, it genuinely is water. There's nothing else in there. And again, mix that around. You can see that it's cleaning out, water-based. Yeah. And again, you give your brush a bit of a clean. You can leave it sitting in the water a while if you want. And again, then that's going to come out clean for you. And then you can use this brush again. All you need to do is to simply wash brush out in water, and that's as simple or as difficult as it is. It really is straightforward and simple, and job is done. Clean brush, ready to use the next time.
So simple to apply. The finish is absolutely amazing. It's like a factory finish, and it's all these different materials surfaces as well, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Even on brick, it's pristine.
Can you imagine up your driveway or something like that? If you've got a brick driveway,
a little bit of it, that looks a little bit, you know, old and tatty. That'd look great.
What a finish it gives you every time, and it's really easy to apply. If you're not good at DIY, I did
don't need to be a painter.
No, not at all.
Oh, we did our rain.
The metal, the royal we. Metal balustrade outside.
Do that metal balustrade.
Do it! Get on with it!
Size involved.
Do something manly for a change. But it's dead simple.
The finish is really, really good. But just giving you a few ideas, and that's a garden pot, you know, obviously don't get it on your plants, but put it onto your garden pots, and that's going to make them all match, and you can match your furniture as well, which is amazing, and everything looking pristine and new and fresh. That's like our
the balustrade, outside the front door, that kind of design, the cast iron, and literally you just slap it on. It doesn't leave those brush marks that regular paints tend to do. The 2.5 litre is the most popular. If you want to use PayPal Pay in 3, $16.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you pay online. Even industrial things like these.
That's where you can't drive the car up.
When you're working on the car, you want to get underneath the car. The finish is brilliant.
And that was really rusty. That rust isn't going to come through. You don't need to use a primer. And the finish is, it looks like that's how you bought it. It's phenomenal. And there we've got the hubcap. And look at the difference there.
Yeah, the wheel itself. It adheres to all these different materials. And when we talk about materials, metal, plastic, timber, MDF, stone, glass, UPVC and PVC, you can see there on drain pipes and down pipes. It looks brilliant, doesn't it?
Absolutely fabulous. And if you are trying to sell a property, it is that curb appeal, and you could make your property look so much, you know, worth so much more, so much tidier and fresher, rather than people thinking, oh, we'll have to get the drain pipes changed, we'll have to get the guttering changed. Honestly, it's phenomenal. Do check your baskets out. We're busy on everything, but we're busiest on the 2.5 litre in the Black Magic. So if you do want to go for that, 974 362, £45. Once you start using this, you will want to paint. You can see a garage door done on there. That's another one that's really good to have, is the garage door picture.
And the 2.5 litre gives you 20 to 30 square metre coverage. 20 to 30 square metres of coverage with your 2.5 litre, which is a brilliant space for that kind of a tin size.
And then you've got the 1 litre details just at the bottom of your screen there as well. So if you want to go for that, it is available. Your best option though, because you will think, oh, I want to try it on this, I'm going to paint this. So do grab that bigger option, the 2.5 litres. But our busiest easiest product is, of course, Roof Fix.
We moved away for a few moments. It's gone crazy across all the different sizes. So let's run you through those sizes and the colour options. So your 1 litre tin gives you 1 square metre of coverage. What are you going to use it on? Well, it's going to stop those leaks in an instant, but for long-term periods, 10 years and beyond. So it'll give you 1 square metre of coverage, that 1 litre tin. The item number is 562973. It comes in black or grey or white, and it's really easy to apply.
Remember, not available in DIY stores. This is a TV exclusive with us here on ShopOnTV, and it's sold to trade. It really is a trade product. Instantly, that area is, the leak's gone. It's waterproof, and we put water on it straight away. It's instantly waterproof. The leak has instantly gone, but lasts 10 years or more. The best option, though, if you are buying today, is actually to go for the larger options, because it's better value for money. So if you go for 5 of the 1 litres, that would be about 114 odd pounds. Well, this is 5 litres and it's £59.99, normally £69.99. So you've got better value for money. You've also got the spares, or perhaps if you're doing a shed roof or something, ideal. Great for guttering too. Any building material it works on.
That's the other fabulous thing. So many different surfaces you can use this on. You can see here in the guttering, fills the gap, bridges the gap, stops the leak straight away. 5 litre tin, I'll give you 5 square metres of coverage, and that's enough to cover an entire shed roof on your average shed roof size. 811037 is your item number. Once again, black, grey or white, and the black has been the busiest there as well.
And remember white, think about conservatories, perhaps it's a bay window that's leaking. It doesn't have to be a flat roof, it doesn't have to be a garage roof or a shed roof. It can be those really annoying sort of perishes, perhaps in a window pane. You know, honestly, phenomenal. So do choose your colour option to go with the area that you want to actually use it. But your best deal, and you've known this because the black is very low in stock. Again, we've got the black, the white, and we've got the grey. Well, actually, the black's gone limited stock. We're down to the final percent. We've a handful really left of them. You do need to check your baskets out. When we get to a situation like this, more people will be ordering than stock is available, so do check your basket through.
With this configuration, it's like you're getting a tin free of charge, because they're normally £59.99 a tin. It would add up to almost £240. It comes down to £179.99.
So you save 60, and that's the price of one of the tins. So you get a tin free of charge.
And you've got PayPal Pay in 3 if you're paying online, £62.31 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you want to go for the 4 5 litres. 20 square metres of coverage.
So your garage roof, and leaving you a bit spare as well, because with the weather changing, going hot and cold, the rain's coming, isn't it? Torrential rain. Our building expand and contract, and that's how the leaks happen. This expands and contracts as well. So what you'll find is once you've applied this, it won't matter what the weather does. It won't matter if your building contracts and expands. It will work with the building material and it will last. It's not temporary. You don't then get the builders in. Once you've applied this, it will get rid of those leaks, make that area waterproof for 10 years or more. It's amazing.
360-407. Easiest way to shop is on the website shopontv.co.uk, or you can call the call centre 03333 241 241 is the phone number. The team are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you want to call, and it's a national rate call if you do call the team.
Busy, busy, busy. You do need to check out as soon as you possibly can. Whilst you're on the website, check out everything else we've got on the as well. The storage boxes have been really busy. I think it's because we are thinking about putting away our summer clothes and getting our winter clothes out, or just getting more space in your wardrobe for the winter clothes. These storage boxes are phenomenal, aren't they?
The great thing about them is when you fold them flat, it's this kind of design, so they don't take up any space. The fact you've got really strong handles on here, really easy to manoeuvre, but really easy to access as well. You've got a zipper across the front, so you can get into any box, whether it's on the bottom, in the middle, or on the top. But they've got these fabulous steel frames on the inside. When you fold them flat, as I say, don't take up any space whatsoever. But the fact you've got windows on the front, you've also got a window on the side as well.
You can always see what's in there. Perhaps you're moving. This is better than cardboard boxes. But any storage sort of box, you never know. You have to go empty them all or look in them all to see what you finding. Whereas you can see what's in there. I've got clothes, I've got bags, I've got shoes. I store loads of my clothes in here. Great as well for toys. Perhaps it's bedding. Perhaps it's actually towels and things. Have one in the back of the car for all your bits and pieces for your car as well. If you do car boot sales, you can have all your gear in. Actually, as a student going off to university, pack that up with all the things you're taking. And if you haven't got any good drawers and things, you could stack them, and it could be your sort of drawer system in your accommodation as well. They'll stack 4 high. You are getting 3 in the bundle, which means they work out $11.66 each. And normally they're about $18.99 individually. So you have got a great saving by going for the bundle. It could be, as I say, for toys to sort out the living room instantly. It's like a really modern toy box. Could be for your Christmas decorations. It could be for throws or blankets. Could be for your scatter cushions.
Yeah, all the
like
interiors. They look great if you want to keep them out all the time as well. But when you're not using them, they go completely flat. If you've got those plastic boxes that are really bulky, where the lids crack, and you have to undo all of them if they're stacked up to get into the bottom one. Now, $34.99 is also the same price for the 100 litres. Now, these are the XL size. They're normally $24.99 each, but if you go for the twin pack of 100 litres, you get 2 for $34.99.
Loads in them, don't they? And remember, they're waterproof, dustproof and breathable. So if you want to put those into a roof, if you want to put those into even a shed sort of thing, the nice thing is what you put away smells as fresh as when you put it away as when you get it out, which is, you know, we're not going to have that musty sort of smell.
Could be winter wardrobe, it could be winter bedding that you want to put away. It could be all those bulky things like pillows and towels if you're not using them all year round.
Decluttering the house.
Do you know what it is great for? If you are a skier and you want to keep your ski gear in something, brilliant for that, because that's really bulky, isn't it?
Skiing?
Well, I've not been skiing, but I do have that ski wear for when we went to Iceland.
I went skiing once with school, and they actually stopped the skiing trips.
Never allowed again, that school.
The school was never allowed to go. We broke one lift, and we knocked down a whole school of little children. We were rubbish skiers.
That was just you.
Rubbish skiers, honestly.
Nothing's changed.
The school never went again. I do apologise to all the children that have been to that school since. Do not miss out on those. So whether it is your skiing outfits, I haven't got a skiing outfit, obviously, but it might be football gear, it might be toys. They're phenomenal.
They're brilliant, aren't they?
They are really
absolutely brilliant.
I have pictures of you now skiing.
Oh, don't picture that.
I've never skied in my life.
There wasn't a lot of skiing happened when they went.
A lot of tumbling maybe, wasn't
Yeah, a lot of falling over. Après skiers for me.
A lot of damaged teenagers. Well, not damaged, I mean as broken arms.
Physically damaged, you mean? Physically damaged, yes. Anyway, shall we get back to our roof fix? Shall we start again with the roof fix? This is all about solving those leaks. If you've got any leaks on pretty much any surface, roof fix can solve
any
it.
building material this will work on. And we'll even show you before the end that we can waterproof cardboard.
Oh, we have time to go through it once more. I just want to show you something off the bat here, because just in case you haven't seen this earlier, I want to show you these Draylon fibres, and this genuinely is the magic of this product, okay? So there are probably hundreds of thousands of these in each of your 5-litre tins. They have to be used, the machine to cut these is guided by computer, that that's not one, that thick piece that you see, there's not one Draylon fibre. You can see just there with my thumb a single Draylon fibre. It's almost thinner than a human hair. There's one on the end of my thumb you can see.
Yeah.
They're tiny, and what happens is that they have to be cut the very same length, okay? So when it's inside of this really incredible thermoacrylic product, that they actually knit together, so they grab in and they knit together, not just filling in a gap, but actually bridging a gap.
Yes.
And we'll go back to that roof I did a few minutes ago. Obviously, we fixed that roof now, but remember the gap I had, and that was huge. And we'll see how good that looks in a second. But before I actually do the demonstration live, did I have two? I'm just checking that I had.
I'm sure you.
I'm sure I had 2 more of them here. Maybe I'll
let them get on with it.
The last 2. We'll tap. Anyway, don't worry. I can get them. They're just there. So basically, we're looking for 2 of these little fellows here.
There's people living under here.
What's going on?
Survive for months.
I'll get them in a second. Don't worry. David will grab us 2 of them, I think, maybe 2 of the little things.
I don't know.
So if we look here, so what we had is these 2 tiny funnels, and we did these a bit earlier on. And what we did is we poured bitumen into this one, and in this one, we put the roof fix. Now, if you notice just here, the bitumen ran all the way through, and in fact, if I step out of the way...
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I just poured, did I pour it out, did I?
You just stuck your finger in.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah.
other one.
I'm brilliant in the other one. I'm marvellous. If we just turn that, you can see right through that, okay? But in the other one where the roof fix is, you can see that it clogged up the hole with those wonderful, wonderful Draylon fibres have knitted together and not letting it go through, so you can see that.
Fixed the leak. It's
fixed the leak.
That hole.
So let me tidy up a little bit.
Wipe your hands.
What did I do? Did I put my
You
finger?
literally stuck your finger in the other one, yeah.
You did.
You were looking. You were trying to do things backwards on the camera.
I know. Yeah.
Hold two
And
funnels.
it's late. It's
Imagine
gone.
that.
It's half past
a lot.
2
So
now.
actually, to be fair, with the pressure I was under, I did
I
quite
think
well.
You did all right.
I did well.
You've got a
yeah.
bit on your neck as well.
Am I really? All right.
You're covered in it. You're waterproof.
I probably scratched my neck or something when I did it. So again, just to show you these just here, you can see they're just little tiny funnels, and they just prove a point really. And the point that we want to prove to you is that when you go into, so first and foremost, look at flag paints. People don't know the name of it. They go, oh, they're new. They're new. They're not. They've been around for 85 years. 1939 they've been around since, okay? So they really are a long-established specialist paint manufacturer, but they don't supply to the public, so you won't go into your paint shop or you won't go into your DIY store and get this because they don't cater for that. They do for us just here.
Yeah.
So when you go in and you say to the people in the DIY store, I have a leaky roof, they will recommend bitumen. Now bitumen, if I put bitumen on paper, it will make that paper waterproof, or cardboard and stuff like that, because it has waterproofing properties. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't bridge a gap, and this is the really important thing. So here's what I'm going to show you. So with the bitumen, and this is regular bitumen, we haven't watered it down or anything like that, I'm going to now pour some into this. So I'm going to get some onto the brush, and I'm going to drip it in. Whoa. And you can see what's happening.
Gosh.
It runs right through.
It made the leak even worse, because now it's black paint that's dripping all over.
It's like after you've eaten a strong curry. Right through. And now what we can do is,
quite a picture.
It is, isn't it? That's the bitumen. I have a way with words, mate.
Oh, you too.
Yeah. You should hear me when I'm chatting someone up. How romantic I can be sometimes.
No, thank you.
So now we have the roof fix. Now I showed you those Draylon fibres a moment ago, okay? And we can see here that it's actually just run right through. I can see right through that. It's done nothing to it. But if I now get some of the roof fix, we can actually see the Draylon fibres. Look just there on the lip of that. You can see the texture. Yeah, it's completely different.
Because bitumen's a bit like a gloss paint, really, whereas that you can see it's got those fibres.
Absolutely. And when I get some of that, and it's always quite difficult to get this in here, and I'll try and tilt that forward and get some of this roof fix in, like so, and try and get it down. You can see the thickness of it, and you can see that even though I'm pushing this through, it's not going through and going down into the funnel.
It's not running down.
So what it's done is it's now bridged that gap. As Paul, our director, just said, it's very viscous. Yes, lovely word, sir. And how thick that is, and again you can see that it's not run through, but yet the bitumen has, and I'll bring those forward to show you, run all the way through and hasn't run through. Blocked the gap, hasn't blocked the gap. And that's really the difference in that. And it is those Draylon fibres that I showed you a few minutes ago that does that magic. And there's a few other ways to kind of demonstrate that. And it looks, folks, I suppose we just try to find a way that we can demonstrate to you so you can see exactly what we mean. So here's a little way we can do that, okay? So what we have is, we have got, first and foremostly, I'm going to bring this out because I'm going to pour some water, and then I'm going to show you that what we have is we've got two sieves. And one of the sieves, we got our paintbrush and we put it into the bitumen and we coated the inside of it. But just like I showed you a second ago, the bitumen ran through the hole in the funnel, and even though these are much smaller holes, it ran through that as well, and has done little or nothing to stop any leaks. Okay, so that's your roof. It's still leaking, okay? Now, on the other hand, we have now filled this one with one coat. Again, dipped the brush in and did that with our roof fix, and of course now that sieve becomes a spoon. And watch this, if I pour that in there, well, it just goes right through. And the difference is clear, and that's just a way for us to show you how good it is. The tiny holes, the bigger holes, the bigger gaps. So any hole, tear, rip, any fault,
in
any
a bay
gap,
window,
anything like that.
A porch.
Yeah.
So it's so many different areas you're going to use it, and that's why there are 3 different colours in all the configurations. You've got black, you've got grey, and you've got white. Sealing those tiny holes, but also bigger holes as well.
Absolutely. And again, I'll show you another one. Since I have this here, I'll show you one of my favourite demos to do. And again, I'm just going to show you.
There's your colour options, by the way. The black is very low in stock, especially in the 4-5 litre. You do need to check your baskets out. Otherwise,
Limited
sadly,
stock there, yep.
You are going to miss out on that. We'll have more people ordering than stock is available. But you have got a grey, and a lot of new builds have got grey windows, and grey is really popular actually. And then we have got the white option. So if you've got perhaps a lean-to, a conservatory, a bay window that's white, perfect.
You've got every option covered. So Alan, you've revealed one of your favourite little props there.
The cardboard box. Now, here's the thing, okay? This particular box, I'll give you a very brief history of this. There's not much history. We had this made, we put the box together. It's just a regular box. You can see it's completely failing now.
It's gone very soft.
But what we did is, inside, we covered it the best we could all over with bitumen. But of course, as we know, boxes have seams and holes in them like so. So what we've done, even though we've covered that completely with bitumen, remember I said bitumen doesn't bridge a gap. So as soon as we come along, if you've got a gap in your roof, and you put bitumen on, well, the water will find any hole or anything like that in the roof and it will run through. So we can see that the bitumen did not bridge those gaps. Now, I told you the history of this. It's been used for about 5 or 6 live shows, because that's all I've done here with this. Again, testament to what you said. We simply don't get the stock. In fact, for tonight, I was quite impressed that we were able to get some stock in, and I was delighted with Martin when he did.
A lot of it has gone, so it's what we've got left now.
So history on this one. 20-something years ago, this box was made. You can see the same folds in here, okay, and on the other side of it. But this one was covered inside with roof fix over 20 years ago, and it's been one coat, and none since. But look at that. Even when I pour in the water, nothing happens.
No leaks.
No leaks, because it's bridged that gap with the drill on fibres, and that's the difference with this. And it really is a massive difference. And actually what Martin does, Martin from Flag Paints, he uses this box at trade shows where he's there for days, sometimes a weekend. Trade product.
We're very lucky to have it. And you can't get this in a DIY store. The only place to get it is if you're a tradesman, or if you buy it with us here and shop on TV. And it's been made especially for us, but with the M, making it multi-purpose surfaces, so you don't have to think, is it right for that? It will work on any building material and cardboard.
Cardboard as well. And the thing about it is, and the reason I put those ducts in, that Martin uses this exact box for those trade shows, whether it's, say, for a day, a weekend, or a week, or whatever, and he just fills it with water and leaves it there, tells the story about how old that is, and it literally is. And even if I got a new box now and I painted the inside of that with roof fix, I could immediately, even though it's not dry, fill it with water, and it's not going to fail. It's going to be completely waterproof. Now, if you put it onto your normal roof, we always say the phrase, slap it on. Please don't go down and be spending ages doing this. Just pour it on, squeegee it around, paint it around the more intricate areas in the corners and stuff.
And 1 litre covers 1 square metre.
1 square metre, exactly. And once you've done that and you've put it on, even though it takes about 16 hours before it's touch dry, because of the specialist ingredients in this, it takes longer to dry. But even though that is the case, if you put it onto your roof and your roof had many, many imperfections and leaks in it, put this on, and 5 minutes after you apply this, it absolutely themes down with rain. The rain is torrential. It is safe. It's not going to leak.
It's absolutely amazing. When you see it applied, and when you see how easy it is to apply, when you see the results, it's phenomenal. And that's what it's all about. Seeing that right here, you've got a leak in the roof. Don't panic. Just get roof fixed. And lots of people saying it saved them thousands of pounds, because they have asked quotes and they're like, I can't pay that. You can actually just slap this on with a squeegee or with a brush, and instantly that is waterproof. Just like Alan said, it doesn't have to be bone dry. You can virtually put it on, it rains straight away, the leak has gone. Not temporary though, that can last 10 years or more.
I've got a great review here. This product saved me £1,880 on a new roof. My extension was found to be leaking very badly. I called out a roofer to tell me how much it had cost to put it right. When he told me, I could have fainted. He said the whole roof had had its time. I saw the offer for on TV. I ordered some. It was easy to administer, like we're seeing here, and hey presto, it worked. This is what it's all about when it comes to application, isn't it, Alan? Really simple.
Yeah. Get rid of the loose stuff. Where you have corners and edges like that, just spend a bit of time. Look, even if you did a garage roof and it took you 2 hours, put the 2 hours into it. Do the edges, pour it out of the tin and just spread it. With a squeegee is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
If you worry about getting the proper coverage, well, is it too thick in places, too thin? Literally get a piece of chalk and measure, if you're using a 5 litre, 5 meters one way, and 5 the other way. Get 5 square meters in a square of chalk, pour it in the middle and just push it around till you fill up to the edge and to the line of that chalk. Once you've done that, you know that's enough.
And
then
that
do
4 or
that.
5 litre will do a garage, plus giving you some spare as well. And we have got other options when we're busy on everything. Guttering, and any type of guttering as well.
Yeah, whether it cracks, whether, you know, maybe a branch has fallen and snapped it or something, or, you know, the branch has fallen and put a crack in it, there's a hole in it, whether it's just gone brittle over the years and you've got a hole, just use it there like that. And that was instant as well. The minute that Martin did that, he immediately poured the water.
Martin did this, and they actually cut this in half.
Yeah, completely.
And it's actually sealed it together so well. And it's waterproof, because inside, and obviously you could do this in white, because you have got a white option, is now completely watertight, waterproof. It's sealed the gap. And they used to take this round, and it used to be a really big long piece, and then he realised he could cut it down and just bring the tiny bit. But that's going to, you know, because you could think, well, I've got to fix all my guttering, we're going to have to redo it. No. Roof fix it.
And that piece you've got there, Al, huge.
So again, look at the size of the, you know, the saw mark that was put into that. You can see the thickness of it compared to my finger just there. But again, look at that roof fix on the inside of it, and you can see the way it's bridged that gap. There is no way that bitumen is going to fix that. It's going to run through it like I showed you earlier with those little funnels, and yet the roof fix has done that. And look, again, Martin is pouring water in, and you can see it leaking through. He simply dried it. He didn't even have to do that. And again, just slapped it on. And again, immediately that was still wet, and immediately it's waterproof. That is the magic of this roof fix. It's fantastic. Now, I want to tell you something really important about this, because we were talking about this being thermoacrylic. And it's really important that it's able to expand and contract, because it'd be no good if this was brittle. And what we've done here is just to show you, is we've put this roof fix onto this bit of plastic roofing. And just to show you, even though we can move this around and bend it, it's moving with it. It's not cracking, it's not flaking, it's moving with it. Now, the thermoacrylic part of this means that if we come down to this, actually just here to this little board, and you can see we have lots of different materials on it. So let's say you had it onto your felt and then onto your flashing, so your felt became the flashing, up onto some of this tile. What would happen is, in the summertime in the heat, and in the winter in the cold, this would expand, this would expand, this would expand. But they would all expand potentially at different rates. But it doesn't matter, because this being thermoacrylic, the roof fix, it will expand and contract to the amount of expansion needed for the material that it's on.
That's why it lasts.
That's why it lasts.
And it won't leave more holes, more gaps.
I love this picture. This is so good. I mean, look at that again. Remember, looking at that, you think it's shot, you think it's through, but no. It's just fixed. It's so much better.
Could be leaking terribly. It looks awful. Now it looks 1,000 times better. And
it's still bashed up, but it still looks better.
The leaks will have gone as well, which is amazing.
That finish every time, it looks great, but it does such a practical job.
Now, can you see here the way the concrete has been brought down to meet that roof? Exactly. And you've got, again, a mixture of the plastic and, again, that concrete brought down there just to try and bridge the gap where it joins. But, again, look at roof fix. On the other side, it looks like they've used the white, and here they've used the black. But now we know that there is no failure point here once you've put that on correctly, because it's covered and those gaps have been bridged. And that's the important thing about that. And that's why this is such genuinely a special product.
And that's like the actual drain pipe you showed us, so a big gash, but look how that's filled that gash.
Brilliant.
As well.
It's just brilliant. And really it is. And until you get this home and see it, you know, and use it, you won't believe how good this is.
Look at the difference there, the finish.
That's reminded me of our friend in Portugal. They had...
the container,
their container.
They took a container
and then they made it into like a shed.
They covered it with decking. It looked great, actually.
Yeah.
Areas of it has gone, areas of it have, there were leaks, so they could have put that on the top.
Yeah, that would have been perfect,
and it would have stopped the leaks.
Well, actually, very quick story. Remember myself and Ellie had Pizzanini, pizza van. It was a horse trailer, single skin roof on it, so there wasn't two parts, it was just thin material. And when we used it in our first pouring of rain, we had, especially where the rivets were, where it was joined, we had little strips, which you cannot have in a food van. We had to close. We genuinely lost business that night. And I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And this was before I was representing Roofix. This has gone back about 3-4 years ago. And of course, then Peter was doing the demonstrations, and I went,
that'll do
That's what I want.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, in the staff sale, remember we used to have that, and I got a tub of it really cheaply.
Don't be telling these secrets.
No, I know, but it's the truth. And I got some, and I put it onto the roof, and I covered it all around, even where there was rubber coming up where the chimney was, the rubber collar on it, and I put it on that as well. And I promise you, we had 0 leaks. It was brilliant.
And you sold that business, and it's still going, and still leak free.
And here's all the different surfaces that you can use it on. We've just covered some of them there, whether it's wood, OSB, galvanised, asbestos, fiberglass, composite plastic, metal, acrylic, PVC, polycarbonate, tiles, PVC gutters, all your different types of gutters, cast iron gutters, metal gutters, copper. The fact you can even use it on concrete, I think
it's any building materials, and we've even waterproofed cardboard through the show, showing you that, which is phenomenal because cardboard's horrendous. But any building materials, it's going to work. It's going to instantly fix the leak and waterproof that area. But the great thing is, not temporarily, it'll last for 10 years or more. When you look at the 5-star reviews, just some of the one-liners, a fantastic product, does what it says on the tin, very good, super sealant, great product, brilliant and easy to use. Great item. This is perfect for what I needed. I'm really pleased. The best of the best in capital letters. Excellent product. Really easy and so good. This paint is brilliant. Exceptional product. And these reviews go on, but lots of the reviews mention the fact it saved people a fortune.
Yeah, here's a great one. This product is amazing, just brilliant and simple to use. I would highly recommend it. I got Roofix to repair my garage roof as it was leaking. I had estimates of £3,500 to repair the roof. I sat on the sofa with my wife, made a cup of tea. I was drinking the tea and watching Roofix. I said, what is this? She said to me, watch it and see. I was amazed at the product, how easy it was to administer, like we're seeing here, to the garage roof, and it did the job. Thank you for such a great product. They were quoted £3,500.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a phenomenal product. Could save you a fortune. It's so easy to apply. With a squeegee, it's really satisfying actually as well. And that could be on the end of an old broom handle. You can use a brush as well. As soon as that's applied, though it won't be dry to touch, even if it rains straight away, that is completely waterproof. And if you're looking at the 4 5-litre tins, that will do a whole garage with some spare. And you want that spare. The weather changes, doesn't it, every single day, throughout the day. And when the weather's changing, the temperatures are changing, your buildings are expanding and contracting, and they are causing really the gaps and the split. Sometimes you see them in the wall and you think, where did that split come from? And it's usually just after you've repainted somewhere, and then all of a sudden the weather's really hot, really cold, and then you've got this.
And it is from weather and movement, isn't it?
So the great thing is, this bridges the gap, but not only does it solve the problem and instantly stop that leak, it will move with the building, so it lasts 10 years or more, which is brilliant.
10 years or more. And again, you know, I always say that, you know, in this game that we're in, you know, we have to be super careful, you know, about saying things. We'll always say up to certain times. But actually, in this case, we say 10 years. But, you know, and it's funny because when Martin is saying, he cheekily says, or more.
And beyond.
And beyond, because he knows that for a fact, because, you know, these guys' flag paints have been around since 1939, so they know that it lasts a lot longer.
Trade paints, aren't they? So really, you won't find this in a DIY store. This is a trade paint that they've adapted so we can use it at home. Trade paint that's Roof Fix M means you can use it on any building materials. It's this easy to apply, and that area is instantly waterproof, whether that is guttering, whether it's a flat roof or flashing or porches. If you've got a porch and it's white, or a conservatory roof it's white, we've got the white option as well. PVC, it could be a garage roof, roof panels, sheds, conservatory, greenhouse, a lean-to. If you've had that really annoying little perish in a window pane and nothing's mended it, honestly, try Roof Fix. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It is just the most incredible product, and I really mean that. I love this, and I genuinely, we get to do a lot of products. I've been doing this job for over 20 years. I have done hundreds and hundreds of products, and some products just stick with you, and you
some
know
you're really proud to sell, aren't you? Because this could save, and we know it has saved people so much money. We know it's so easy to apply, and we know it does the job. Don't we?
Now, I can't show you the befores, but you know, just to remind you that here I cut a big chunk out of this here, and you can see just along here where the gash was in here. But again, when I painted this over like so with the Roof Fix, remember what happened? Those Draylon fibers knitted together and bridged that gap.
And what you would do is apply it to the whole thing.
Oh, of course, the whole thing, of course, yeah. And then just here, I put this together and I left the gap here because I cut a new piece in and left a big gap. There you go. That's exactly what it looked like. Look at that. Look at that gap. And just look now at what it looks like now, and you can see that all of that has been,
wow.
And again, we'll show you this live now. Look, there you go. And it's now starting to dry. Remember, it takes about 16 hours to be touch dry, and all of those Draylon fibers have bridged those gaps. That is now watertight, and that's how good this product is. It is phenomenal.
And like you say, what's important is it's watertight straight away.
Straight away,
even though it's not particularly dry itself, the product.
Yeah, and again, you might kind of think that if you have got an issue at home, and now is the time really, because it is autumn time now. We're coming in, leaves are going to be falling, you know, and again, you're going to have all of it. So you don't want to have to, you know, brush all them away to do it. So I would suggest to you now might be the greatest time of all to do it if you do need to do it.
Yeah.
You know, with Roof Fix in preparation. Again, now Martin didn't have to put that underneath that, but he did just to hold that down and give it an extra bit of, you know, an extra bit of security. But just popped it over it just there where the gaps are, and just let that dry. As I said, take about 16 hours. If you do miss a bit and you want to put another coat on, I doubt very much you'd need to do that. Leave it 2 to 3 days before you do that. You don't have to heat this up. It's an all-weather product. You have got those colours in that, and you've nothing to do with it except give it a good old stir and a shake, pour it on, and just slap it.
It's not difficult.
It's really not.
And it can be guttering, it can be a bay window, it can be a porch. Honestly, wherever you've got that leak, Roof Fix will work on any building materials. You do need to check your baskets out. There's your guttering. You might think, we're going to have to, it's probably gushing down the side of your house, the water, because the rain's been so horrendous. And you think, I'm going to have to get someone out. We're going to have to replace that guttering. No, just tidy it up. It doesn't need to be dry, but get any debris out. Virtually slap it on, and instantly it's waterproof. The Draylon fibres weave together, it solves the problem, it stops the leak, and it's not temporary. You then don't have to phone the builders and say, you can have a look at it, it needs replacing. It can last 10 years or more, which is amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. Now remember, we've got 3 different configurations. We've got a 1 litre, a 5 litre. The best buy, and the one you've all been going for, is the 20 litre configuration. It's like you're getting a tin free of charge. So 360-407. Remember, these are normally on the reduced price at $59.99, but today it's like you're getting one of those tins free of charge. $179.99 gets you 20 litres.
It's an amazing offer. You have got other options available. You have got a 1 litre, and if you're going for the 1 litre, you really do need to know where that hole is, but perhaps you do, or perhaps it's just a little hole in a bay window. It comes in a grey and a white and a black, and the white and the grey are really popular in the 1 litre. 1 litre is $22.99. However, even if you are just at the moment fixing a tiny sort of leak, just think about the future. think about waking up and that leak is coming through your ceiling or the shed roof, you'd want spare. So better value for money is actually to go for the £59.99 tin, which is actually 5 litres. If you bought 5 of these, which would be 5 litres, that's 114 odd pounds, whereas this should be £69.99, £59.99. It's better value for money and you've got spare. But that would do a shed.
Yeah, 5 square metres of coverage, so it'll give you the coverage of a whole shed roof. The great thing is you can still possibly have a little bit left over. It's a great product to have in your DIY stash, so whenever you have any kind of problems. So the 5 litre 811037, once again 3 colours to choose from, black, grey or white. Black once again has been the most popular, and finally the 4 5 litre tin configuration again is the best
and
sell.
That's your garage roof sorted and spare. We are single figures. If you all check out now, we've only got single figures in the black in the 4 5 litres. It works out because of the reduction in price, you save £60. It's like you're getting a tin completely free of charge, which is absolutely amazing. You've got PayPal Pay in 3 as well, and this will allow you, like we're seeing, allow you to do that whole garage roof. Tidy up, it doesn't need to be dry, but get rid of all the debris, and then you can use a brush around the outside, and then you can actually use a squeegee, just put it on the end of an old broom handle if you like. That makes it so easy to apply. It virtually balances itself out, and what you've done is you've waterproofed that whole area instantly, and any leaks that were there, those Draylon fibres have weaved together. That leak has gone. Not temporary, you know, when it rains next time it won't start leaking again, or next year or the year after. 10 years or more.
And beyond. So 360-407 for that best value buy when it comes to your roof fix. Everything's available on the website, ShopOnTV.co.uk. You'll see all the products that we have on our website. Over 700,000 products in total. You've got all and everything from designer fragrances to your favourite DIY, like we see here with roof fix.
The gloves have been really popular as well. They've got torches in. It's like you've got torches in your fingers. So
torches in your fingers?
If you're doing a fuse or something in the dark.
Any kind of DIY, and it'd be brilliant for, wouldn't it?
I'd feel like Superwoman then.
If you want to get those, they're on the website. But we've got to finish with our Black Magic from Flag Paints. Alan, again, this is a specialist paint and a rust converter, isn't it?
I have something for you.
Oh, you found it!
A little cherub.
Now this is our little cherub. Now there were 2 of these, and one they popped outside and one they kept indoors, but they didn't realise what they were made of. And when the weather got nasty and wet, the one outdoors disintegrated. She was fading away.
Literally.
As it rained. So the great thing with this is now you've used Black Magic on it.
You've protected it, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's weather resistant, so she can go outside. So if you've got anything that you'd like to put outdoors, but actually, you know it'll spoil, this will be brilliant. I've got some nice sort of, I love pigs, and I've got some nice sort of metal pigs.
Yeah.
But as soon as you put them outside, they rust. So I could paint all
Paint them
those.
all black,
I've actually got in the bathroom downstairs.
I'd like to put them all outside.
I've got flying pigs, you know, like on Coronation Street.
Yes, when
they
she
used to
had
have
the
flying
ducks,
ducks. I've got flying pigs, and they were pink, but that didn't go with our decor, so they're now black with Black Magic, and they look very cool.
There you go.
So many surfaces, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, look, even glass just there. But look, I want to talk to you, because we've got like literally a few minutes left, about where it's really got its special properties. It's a rust converter, okay? So basically what happens here is where you have the rust on here, you can see that we've actually done the Black Magic just there, and you can see that difference. So what happens is you would get a brush, and we'd always say a brush, just brush away the loose bits, okay? If you have any paint, the old paint that's still there and it won't move, don't worry about sandblasting it or scrubbing it to get rid of it. Leave it there and just paint over it with your Black Magic, it's fine. But what this does is it has a special polymer inside of it that actually neutralizes rust. So when you coat this with the Black Magic, it will neutralize the rust, and then it encapsulates it and actually uses it, encapsulates it within the Black Magic, and it will use that neutralized rust to make this even tougher and harder wearing, and that's what it does, and it completely prevents any rust from regrowing. So it really is a magical product, and it's not something that you have to use a primer, then use, you know, a specialized paint, and then something to go over it.
It's doing all of that work.
It does all of it.
It's amazing.
So simple to use.
And the finish is fantastic. It looks like that's how you bought it. It's absolutely phenomenal. You'll think, you know, it doesn't look like it's been painted.
Yeah.
You don't see a brush mark. It's got this great satin finish. Here's some great examples. Now, this was a bike that was going to be, well, it was thrown out by a gym. They did it up, sold it on. A bike that you might have that's gone really rusty. How great does that look?
It gives you that factory finish that Hayley was talking about on every kind of product, whether it's bike frames, whether it's, it could be garden furniture, it could be chimneys. It's also heat resistant up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can use it on things like fire surrounds in the home. You could use it on your fire pit. Alan did a fire pit live here in the studio. All your plant pots in the garden.
Match, couldn't it? Even your garden furniture, your plastic, your wood garden furniture. I love this seat, but it's ruined. You'd think, well, I can't sit on it. You can now. Now it looks brand new. You could have like a little label hanging off that. That could be in a posh garden centre, could be worth hundreds of pounds. And all that intricate detail, it sits on it beautifully. It doesn't clog up. It just dab it on, and the results you get amazing. We've done this at home, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, brilliant on cast iron. Again, it converts rust, Alan, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if there's any rust there.
Absolutely. And with that love seat that we all love, you know, no sandblasting, no, you know, really hard work getting into nooks and crannies. Remember, just brush away the loose stuff if you can, and then put it on, and what's inside of it then literally neutralizes rust.
How tidy is that? And garages can go nasty. And that's a real work tool, but again, it's given it a new lease of life.
Yeah, again, look at this, even the wheel here that you think is beyond repair, it looks horrible, doesn't matter. Will you see how this comes up? This comes up beautifully. Brilliant. It just gives it, again, new life if you're selling your house.
Yeah, it's that curb appeal, and
exactly.
Some places can look quite tatty, and you think, oh, well, we've got loads of work to do on this property. I won't bother looking even in it, because the outside's really shabby. All of a sudden, that shabby outside looks good, doesn't it?
Just brings it up that little bit more,
like
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, me.
Could they do a human one?
A human version.
Yeah.
Now, the 2.5
shabby
litre
outside, looking good again.
has been the most popular at £45. It's got a reduced price, and you can use PayPal Pay in 3 if you're paying online. ShopOnTV.co.uk. As I say, you'll have 3 interest-free payments available. 974362 is the item number there. If you've got roof fix in your baskets, though,
especially if you've got the black options in any sizes in your baskets, you do need to check those baskets out. Bit of a situation with the 4 or 5 litre tins, because it could be that you press checkout and it says sold out. We are down to the very last of the stock, like a handful.
Handful, literally. Well, it's been a pleasure, Alan.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. What the 3 hours just literally went bang.
Yeah, flew by.
Been 3 hours?
Been 3 hours.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
We've got another 3 hours with you tomorrow.
Yes.
And we've got the Miracle Chamois
tomorrow. That's on a great deal.
As well.
Yeah, buy one, get one free.
Really great week coming up.
Yes, so do tune in, I should say, every evening between midnight and 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV. And don't forget, we've also got a Freeview channel.
Yes.
Freeview 89.
You could switch over there now.
Yeah, you could actually.
It's live now until 6 p.m.
Well, not quite live.
Well, not live.
It's on air.
They were live.
We were live at the time, weren't we?
When we filmed them, they were live. Now you're watching them as films.
Yeah, do check out your baskets, shopontv.co.uk. You'll find every product that we have available for you. But we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Alan. We'll see you later.
See you later. Good night. Bye.